smile. Whatever it takes to make you feel good, baby, I'll be around. While moments spin near you, who's on my pain? Your miracle soothes me. Your hurricane moves me. I cannot explain. But I get ahead of become too much to bear. Honey, don't you say nothing. Hold on, I'm coming. I want you to know that I'll be there. I'll make you feel like never before. Well, baby, open up the door. Anybody can see, baby, you've been hurt before. Let me heal all your pain. Never let you hurt whatever it takes to make you happy, baby. Whatever it takes to make you smile. Peace, 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 people. That is in honor of Mother's Day. Whatever it takes, good mothers are there for their kids. And I want to salute all good mothers because it's not an easy job to do. I say in my mind that being a good mother is the hardest job to actually complete because you have to be dedicated for the duration of the child's life. You have to be available. You have to be a listener. You have to be a doer. You have to be a leader. You have to do all these different things that women are taken for granted for a lot of times. And I salute seeing the joy that mothers provide for their kids because it could be extremes to that. There's a lot of people that don't have moms. There's a lot of people that have lost their good mothers or never had a good mother. And so I just wanted to take the time out to salute all good mothers because it's not an easy job. And you know if you're a good mother or not. You know if you are there whenever and you have been there and you have not been selfish, self-centered, full of yourself, abusive. You know if you've been a friend, if you've been a helper, if you've been all these things, touch your kid's life like God blesses us daily. You know who I'm talking to. And the ones that are not good mothers, I wish that God gives you back what you deserve. That's what I think. Today's topic is going to be more of the same kind of conversation on these days, women's dating habits. It's been brought to my attention another video that someone wanted me to do a reaction to, so I'm going to do that video. And this goes right back to the conversation about these scams, these romantic scams. What do you call it? I guess romance scams. I know Sisters International had did a video talking about a letter she received from one of her subscribers, and I wanted to do a response to that video. Also, the person that I have on the thumbnail is a YouTuber I haven't known about that long, but she is again talking as if she's so blissfully lost into the matrix of Africa and dating and all these things. And I just wanted to give a reminder as far as how we as women need to move today. It is not as easy as it used to be. It's a lot more dangerous out here. There are safety concerns with women being femicide, stalked, harassed, unalived, all these things we have to worry about. So when I came across this video, I only seen a little bit of it, but it just reminded me, Rooted in Royalty is the name of the content creator, how fantasy filled she is in this video. And I just want to do another reminder as far as, it's good to be hopeful, I guess. But these days, is not that much hope in the world that can stretch like peanut butter like that. You can't get it like that. So let's look at this video. I thought it was interesting in how it began.
You all, I just want to come on to warn these women, y'all, before y'all make it to Africa. I'm telling you, y'all better be careful. You all best to be ready. You all better be prayed up. You all better be girded up. I'm like, what?
Oh yeah, by the way, fair use of all videos for educational purposes under 107 of the Copyright Act of 1979 for education research purposes and observation. Hopefully this video is going to cause women to really think about who they select, why we do what we do, who to avoid and why. Are there tell signs in what is going on today to let you understand how vulnerable we are dealing with people online or in person these days? It's just not as pretty as it used to be. You really have to be ahead as far as knowing who you're going to be dating and why, because it's just so scary out here. And you'll get the gist of that as this video goes on. Let's go.
Sisters, when I tell y'all, I know I done got at least 10 proposals in 2 weeks.
She got 10 proposals in 2 weeks. That's scary. That sounds desperate to me, but okay.
I'm like, whoa, hold up, pump your brakes, brothers. Hold up. Y'all be careful in these African streets. Peace and blessings, love. So welcome to my channel, Rooted in Royalty. It is Aisha Diamond. So let me kick back and talk to you all while I'm relaxed. Let's talk. Let's keep it real. It is Aisha Diamond. Another day in paradise. We live in the village life. You all better be strong when you make it to Africa. Because let me tell y'all something. All this beautiful melanated chocolate coming at you is going to be rough. You will think you're strong, but honey, sisters, y'all, be ready. I just come on today to keep it 100, to keep it real. If you anything like me, prefer you a beautiful melanated king, y'all.
Women today cannot be so basic. Melanated king. You can't be that basic. We have to figure out who is mindful of God, who is peaceable, who does not have ulterior motives, who's a gentleman at heart, and who is not trying to hustle and scam as a Western woman in Africa. That is the dilemma that this video will bring out. And then later on, if I have time, other cases that have affected women, you know, with femicides, and also a terrible case of a mother and daughter that lost their life the same day by one other person. But yeah, it's telling that a lot of men in Africa are desperate for Western women. And so she's getting all these proposals. She feels flattered, I guess. But I would feel alarmed and kind of, I don't know, I wouldn't feel comfortable like that, having people rush up on you like that with just whatever, let's go.
Thousands of them going to come at you, literally. So y'all better be ready. You better be ready. And you all have to remember, you have to ask yourself, it seems so genuine. You have to ask yourself, why me? Out of all these beautiful, super young, super duper young Gambian women, or whatever part of Africa you at, are you going? You got to ask yourself, why would they choose me instead of these young, beautiful Gambian women, young, beautiful, whatever women? Why? There has to be a reason. And for me, I like to be genuine. I like genuine people because I'm a genuine person. When I care for someone or go after someone, it's not for motives or personal gain for my benefit other than the norm. When someone come after me, I would like them to come after me because of I'm a beautiful person in and out, because of my personality, my sense of humor, my good heart. You know, that's why I want somebody to come after me for, because those are the reasons I'm going after. Or those are the reasons.
And of course, men are going to look at this video that's been studying her and going to try to be all the things in which she's requiring him to be. You don't have to act, you know, that long to get to what you want to get to in a lot of men's minds. So she should be careful. She's taking a while. I didn't hear this video before I played it. I'll go back to that, but it's kind of boring. It's a little bit too laid back from my understanding. It's like she's doing pillow talk with us and shit. Anyways, this is the harsh letter that Sisters International had talked about. I wanted to do a response to this video. Again, it's very problematic with these scams going on in Africa. And I think a lot of us are in denial, or maybe we do know, but maybe the intention is really wanted right now. So a lot of people will entertain more stuff than they normally would because of needing attention or something like that. But fair use of this video, Sisters International, shout out to you for this video.
There's a lot of materialism involved now in men targeting women for money. I don't really want to use the word scam, but it is. So it's It's just a shame. It really is. And women keep coming and telling me their stories. And it's just too many similarities. Everyone's dating the same man. Well, because they say the same things. To show that you love me, you have to buy me a car. If you don't...
And if anybody ever says some shit like that to a woman and a woman actually goes and does it, then she is easily pimpable. I cannot imagine a man forming his lips to say, buy me a car, and I get motivated to go do such a thought. What would... I mean, I guess you have to have a whole lot of money to be rolling around and to not care. But these days, that is just a way in to pimp. And I wouldn't want no guy that was so forceful in how he was dealing with me out the gate.
Buy me a car, that shows you don't love me and you don't want to be with me. You're not serious about me. My friend is dating a two-bab and she bought him a car. My sister's dating a two-bab. He bought her a car. To show that you love me, you have to buy me a house. Because that's what two-babs do. If you don't buy me a house, you don't love me. You're using me. These are regular sayings that happen. That these men, this man you're dating, the same man that you're dating, this is what he says to you. And finally, I'm just going to read an extract. That's why I've got my glasses on. I'm going to read an extract from one of our supporters. And this is a male that sent this to us. And he talks about one of the videos we've done on relationships. So we've done quite a few videos on relationships in the Gambia, because it seems to be a major issue, not just in the Gambia, but in Africa. So I urge you to have a look at the videos that we've done on relationships, dating an African man or dating a Gambian man. Now, this piece that he wrote is quite powerful, and it's from his heart, it's from his own experience, and it's from other women's experiences that they've talked to him about. And I'm going to share part of that with you as we move on to, when you're moving to the motherland and you are single, and if you're looking for a mate, this is where a lot of the issues, a lot of the controversy may lie. A lot of your stresses, more than you had in the West sometimes, may lie. So if you are prepared, to be forewarned is to be forearmed. So please don't shoot the messenger. Now I'm going to read an extract from what he has said. Okay, he sent this lesson to us. So from our relationships video, he says, you have hit the nail on the head, both of you. Myself and Janet, we did that video. No cover up and no hold back. I've heard this story so many times it hurts my head. He went on to say there is no love, capital letters, in the Gambia and other parts of Africa, even parts of the Caribbean. The love we know about from the West is not in the Gambia, period. If they say love, it equals like. Like equals love. If you say to a girl or guy here, you love her, it means you like her. Nothing more or nothing less. They interpret the word love differently, but they also know the impact the word love has to us, and so manipulate our emotions with that, even though they have no love. He says also the word marriage. We see it as the ultimate relationship connection in the West. Here, it's just like tying a knot in a rope to hold a donkey to a tree. no emotion involved. That's my donkey and I want it right there. Then I'll read another.
So again, this culture a lot of times views women as property. That's the gist of it. And we as women need to understand that the cultures sometimes are not going to be feasible as a Western woman, in my opinion. Let's go.
Extract. It's quite a long letter that you wrote to us, but I want to read another extract. He said, I think it's a sickness of some kind that we even mix with this grade of people. Sounds raw, I know, he said, but the rich white people never mix with us or with the poor white people. They keep their side. Also in Gambia, the middle and upper class do not mix whatsoever with the lower, even though they are brothers and sisters. Also, the Indians and Chinese and Lebanese do not mix. So why are we mixing with that low part of society? It's because we don't know our value, he said. We have been trodden on for so long and belittled so many times.
Especially Black women, belittled, bashed daily, go missing, unalived, so many different stories. It's very, very disheartening on how many stories you can run across. It doesn't take a nick of time at all to get a trove of stories about this happened and this person did this to this woman, and in a suitcase, put on fire, shot in the head, raped, all kinds of things continue to happen, unfortunately, to women. And it's been escalating a lot lately, and it's not going to get any better. It's just something that we got to cope with somehow.
Think high of ourselves. So enter thinking, they look like us, they act like us, so let's go with that. We're returning back home to Africa from the West. We are high value people, and we need to start to know and act that way. The horses don't mix with the pigs in the farm. They might say good morning, but that's it. We are royal horses at that, and we need to keep our side and build ourselves up accordingly. A very powerful piece.
Yeah, that was a pretty good letter, I must admit. Let me go to this other story, because I didn't know. You're talking about a harsh letter from a subscriber, unless that's going to come up, because it's only 6 minutes in. I'll get back to that. I want to get now to one of the cases that I wanted to talk on. Yeah, it's about self-esteem, though. From what I gathered from what she just read, we have been taught not to love and respect ourselves as a people, and people are able to pounce upon that in Africa. They can use emotionalism very easy by saying the words you have not heard or words you don't hear too often. And they can shower you powerfully with love and all these other things that they do to swindle you out of monies. And this is primarily an issue. I think that's going to continue to happen no matter what, because that's the way it's rigged, and it's done on purpose. And the culture is the culture. It's either the survival of the fittest, Let me see. This is another video that I was requested to do a response on. This is Kanganda. This video was about 11 months ago. It was about Black American women who are being beaten by their Tanzanian husbands. And I just feel like that's just part of the culture, is not frowned on upon as much as it is in the West for, how men would like to have their abilities to control and force women to be a certain way. And because that can't be the case here in America or the UK and other places like that, a lot of these black men are wanting to go and be in Africa because of that facade of thinking like, yeah, if I get her, in the Wild Wild West in Africa, then I will be the man. And this is how it's being spun in Pan-African spaces too, I've noticed. But again, it's not cute going all the way to a whole nother continent to be treated fucked up, and you be trapped in that predicament on your own, by your own accord, by signing up to be married and putting yourself isolated in a situation where you are stuck and stranded. I feel sorry for those types of women that allow themselves to be like that. What's up, Pinky? How are you doing? Happy Mother's Day if you are a mother. Hitting women they don't know. Yeah, I've heard that happens too. I heard somebody, a YouTuber, had said she had an issue with somebody in a car, a vehicle one time, and something she said triggered him, and he just went off on beating her up or something like that, roughing her up. It's just your tone can be mistook. I know a lot of times I'll say something and people mistake my tone as being like aggressive or dismissive, or I don't know. But sometimes the tone can trigger certain men to think that you're being disrespectful to them, and they can just go off. And there's nobody that's going to tell them, no, you can't do that, because that's the way the culture is. And so we, as American women, need to understand that. And I think this is why my subscriber, shout out to you, wanted me to do this video. Again, this is fair use. You said I'm a mother and my daughter's still sleeping. Oh, okay. Happy Mother's Day, Pinky, to you and everybody watching. Please like the video. Please share the video. Subscribe to my channel. Let's go.
Once you can't get a guy that makes your money, you start going for, I can get somebody who looks good. That sex probably going to be great. Guy going to be young. He'll be a young stallion. But then you think because you have that U.S. education or British education, I know more than you. And almost every time an older woman interacts with a younger man, there is not a lot of respect there. Almost every time. Especially with a lot of, let me say this, black women in the West. Okay, I went to Harvard. I went to Penn State. I went to Howard University. You were a little boy from Tanzania or wherever you're from. Who do you think you are? Now, I mean, in the bedroom, I'm screaming your name. But when we're talking outside of that, I run this because you don't know. You're from Dar es Salaam or Arusha. Who are you? And that guy's like, wait a minute. You might have money and you might have everything you got. But here, let me show you how this works.
Hi guys, welcome to Kenganda. My name is Janita Maya and this is the Real Part Podcast.
Yes, people. Maintain, DJ and producer, living in Kampala now for 5 years, first generation Caribbean.
Okay.
O'Shea Duke Jackson, African American, Sacramento, California.
That's it?
I'm trying to just get to the point.
We do have our audience to the back. Just let the people know who you are.
Hi, Rachel here. Miss Kuhani Honey, the baddest Mama Jamma.
Okay, Miss Kohani Honey. So guys, watch this clip with us and react to it with us.
And I'm not putting out, because I don't believe in calling our people out and putting out our dirty laundry, but I will say, because you asked the question, a lot of them expect something that isn't here. And then they wake up to the harsh reality. I've talked to like 7 different people. These are women that came here and married a Tanzanian man or in a relationship with him, and they're getting beat. They didn't think African men were, they didn't know. They thought that maybe I could come here and control that man, but that's not how it works here. So they get smacked upside their head, and they don't deserve to be hit. They don't. But at the same time, they should have known. Because they didn't know, they're disappointed. And a lot of them leave.
Okay, so the gist of it all is that many African American women move to Africa and then get with African men, and these men end up beating them, or they end up mistreating them, and then they can't handle that, and they end up leaving. Guys, what do you think? Say, don't be shy.
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
Okay, so shout out to Austin Holloman, who hopefully is the blogger from Dallas, Texas. And so he called me, let me know he was on his way to Tanzania. So he's been there.
Of course, this is the whoremonger, Austin Holloman, who's the passport, I guess, one of the lead people in that on YouTube talking about passporting it out all over the place. This video was like 11 months ago, so I didn't know who he was at the time. I just knew about him now, maybe for the last 6-7 months now I know of him. But yeah, he's been on a roll lately.
Leave. He might be here in the next 1 or 2 weeks, but he was with Mark Meets Africa. If anybody doesn't know, Mark Meets Africa came to Tanzania in like 2020. Remember, a lot of those African Americans went to Tanzania in 2020 during coronavirus because there was no coronavirus testing. What was the president that died? What was his name? Magufuli.
Yeah, the Tanzanian president.
Yeah.
Magufuli,
yeah. Okay, so Magufuli was like, just come to Tanzania. Not saying just come to Tanzania, but Tanzania was open. A lot of African Americans came at that time, and I believe he was one of them. He got there a little bit earlier, but he's still been there. He came at 19. He's still there at 22, which is phenomenal. Yeah. Came with a one-way ticket and somehow managed to stay there.
Yeah, I have to say, Mark, the guy with the glasses, he's very intelligent and courageous and adventurous to take this journey to go to Africa as young as he is, and it's been doing fairly well. I don't know if it's the sponsorships behind, the scenes that help him out. How does he actually help himself out financially? Is it his supporters, or I don't know. But he's been there long enough to have the experience to speak on what he's heard from other people. And he's heard from various women saying, I'm getting my ass whooped. That's what they be into. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. And Andrea Africa had warned that this is the norm, that they are like that. And we're being told that it's something that we should want to go attempt to do, despite all these signs. Yeah, he died from C-19. He said, I'm thinking America is the only place in the world where women have the right to live as they want. I believe this is the last frontier of that. You're right. That's why it's very scary to think of what's going on right now in America, because the different changes that's going to happen within 5 to 10 years is going to be massive. And, all these different men that's coming from all over the place have not been vetted, and they're all over here. So it's going to be different for us in America as women. But yeah, this is the last frontier as far as having you to have your own wits about yourself as a woman, to decide to be involved, to not be involved, to have kids, don't have kids, to make decisions. You can do so in America. In other cultures, a lot of women or little girls don't have the option. And so that's why it's up to us to really see things as they are, versus being filled with fantasies, because again, the consequences of that is more or less scams, or being tricked out of money, or marriage, green card, being used and abused and discarded like trash. I don't think any of us want to be treated like that. But again, once you link up and get married to one of these people, it's a little bit harder to get out of that situation, especially if he is that controlling, treat you like a slave type of shit. I cannot imagine putting myself through something like that.
People don't know, Ghana is the king of the repatriation community. Tanzania is number 2. Yeah, Tanzania is number 2, and then Gambia, Rwanda maybe, but Tanzania is number 2. So what happens is, a lot of these women, and there's this kind of myth that, men in the West, Black American men, I don't know about Black British, but I'll say about African American men, African American men are not masculine enough. So I need to get an African warrior.
I think they're not loyal enough. A lot of them are not as loyal as we would hope they would be with having the freedoms that we have, but they're not loyal. I wouldn't say there's some that are not masculine because they are fluidly in and out of different relations now. But I think that men are not as sturdy as they used to be. Not from what I've been seeing. You know, this is kind of like they've been broken down a little bit. But, you know, that's not a slight, I don't think, really, to American men other than they're not being loyal. I think that that's the biggest issue for Black American men. They don't know how to be loyal, but they expect loyalty. They expect you to never cross them, but they always want the option to be able to do whatever they desire. And then they get upset when because we have decisions that we can make and choices we can choose, we say we don't want to be treated like that and we don't want to fuck with you. And so now men are like getting upset because the carrot that y'all used to have is not carroting. It's not creating an environment for women to want to go in flocks like they used to. And men are getting upset because we have decisions to make and we can bar and block and stop and do all these different things that other women and other cultures can never dream of doing. That's why I say, American women, please know what you're doing before you get involved with an African man, especially from the continent.
You know, that's the kind of thing they be talking. You know, African men, they will treat their women better than we do as African American men, which it could be true. I don't know if there's a case study out there. It could be true. But what happens is a lot of these African American ladies in Africa, very seldomly will they find some man that can earn the amount of money or give them the lifestyle that they're accustomed to. It's just the way that it is. I believe even the lady that complained about this, what's the lady that's living in South Africa? We had her on the channel before.
Ashley in Africa.
Ashley in Africa. Beautiful lady. She says the same thing. When you come across these guys that live in Tanzania, they're already gone. They're already married. So when you want to date some of these guys, for the most part, it's a good possibility that he earns less than you. So now, a lot of ladies are trying to speed it up. You would feel
so he's trying to put it off on men not having as much money as the women that come from the West have, not the culture. He's trying to spare this notion of the culture being embedded in these men. It's embedded in these men to be this way. And he's trying to make it look like it's not that way. Oh, it's y'all coming over here with this sedity attitude. You got all this money. You're wagging your finger talking shit to the man. You causing him to feel emasculated. Therefore, he's decided to put his hands on you. You did something first. That's what he would like women to believe. But again, from the offset, it's because the man is a part of that culture and they're the ones in control of the culture. They're the ones that make have the last say. They're the ones that enforce things. Women typically can't enforce nothing unless they are in a rich family and they have status, some to that extent. Other than that, no, they don't have a voice. So that's why it's so infuriating when African women come to America and they talk shit to us because they would not have all that vibrato up in Africa. They wouldn't be talking that way. But let's get back to this.
America, if I make more than you, then, you know, there are certain things I can be able to tell you and you shouldn't be able to do nothing. I can threaten to put you out. And so what happens is that they forget, some of them, I'm not saying all African men do this, but, you know, you're not, this is not America. This is Tanzania. This is not, you can call the police, you know? So you talking down to this guy or whatever.
And that's throughout Africa. You cannot call the cops. They're not coming to rescue you. They're not coming to change anything that's going on wrong. You are asked out. You're on your own. You're on an island of your own. And if the way that, you know, this kind of feels like Like some of these women that might be, you know, in a situation where they wish they could leave and they can't leave because all their monies and stuff are not being controlled by that man and their family and stuff like that. I can imagine someone being trapped in the hell that would evoke. Just thinking about that. You outnumbered. What can you do? That's why some of the content creators that are on YouTube that lets their life be understood, I think it's a tool to be used to help protect them to a certain extent if used in the right way. Let's get back to this.
This may be, and you're talking back to him like, who are you? You're broke or something like that, whatever happened. And the guy might smack you upside the head. Just because you make more than the guy, that don't mean he gonna take certain things.
Yeah.
And you feel like, wait a minute, like, whoa, you gonna hit me? He might hit you again. We're not saying that it's right, but this is Tanzania. We're not talking about.
And it can escalate more than just a hit. You know, people have become unalived. Women have been unalived by some of these men. It's not make it seem so light. Oh, they might hit you again. You might get roughed up a little bit. No, you might lose your life. You might not be here no more.
911, I'm gonna put you out where you have all the protection behind you. You're probably over in Tanzania with not even legally yourself. You're probably doing the 90-day visa, leaving and coming back. So these ladies are finding out, and I've known this, I've just never talked about this. I've heard about this also in other countries too, that they're dating these guys that make less than them, so such that they feel that if conflicts happen, I can confront you in a masculine way, and then the guys respond in a different way, that they're not going to take that from you.
Did he say he spoke to like 7 people?
Several or seven?
I think it's several people.
Several people.
Yeah.
I've talked to like 7 different people. These are women that came here and married a Tanzanian man or in a relationship with him, and they're getting beat.
My concern is generalization.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's very, very, very unfortunate.
And my concern is not trying to clean it up because he's from the UK and he wants to give this imagery of men as being wholesome and not all bad, but there's too many cases that indicate otherwise, and you cannot pretend like these cases don't exist. So they're so worried about how, you know, we might, I mean, it's not a broad brush, but the culture, though, is the culture. I mean, I don't know how to really express this. But if that's how you were reared and that's all you've seen, and you see women get hit or done a certain way and nothing ever happens over generations and generations of that mentality, what else would you call it?
What has happened with these women and these men?
Mm-hmm.
I hope something's done about it. But the generalization is what I'm a little bit worried about.
What do you mean by generalization?
Like, I don't like he's doing the right thing by speaking on this and bringing it to people's attention. But he's got to be careful with his wording. He doesn't generalize all Tanzanian men as women beaters. I would like to know more. Actually, I would like to know like how, not that it matters, but how the physical aspect comes in, like what was said to who and how, or
what led to what.
what led to what. In no circumstances, no matter how you feel about yourself or who's earning more, who's earning less, do you put your hands on a woman.
No, I get it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not on, and I don't know. I just hope it's just, you know, isolated incidents.
Yeah.
And not
That's the norm.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking right now.
Well, I'd just like to say that as a channel, we do not support violence in any form, shape, or in any way. So let's put that out there, because you lots in the comment section will start saying some things. First off, I think what happens is when these African American women come to the continent, they get with the most traditional men. I don't know if that makes sense, because you definitely can find a modern African man and he doesn't think in that way. But I think when they move over to the continent, they want the guy who's like so traditional, the guy who's like African through and through.
Mhm.
Is that making sense?
Mhm.
I feel like they look for like the guy who's wearing the dashiki and with some African face paintings. Like they look for that type of African man.
Right.
And then when they get with that type of African man, they find out, hey, this is not what happens in this region. Because when you look back, with the way the traditional African man is that he is the head of the family no matter what.
Mhm.
You are not just going to wake up one day and start talking back to the man. If he is a traditional African man,
Mhm.
it's not allowed. They just can't think of it. We all know someone, she's working, right? So when COVID happened, the husband stopped earning money. So the husband has not been earning, I think, for the past 2 years.
Mhm.
She's been providing for that home. But when you see her interact with the husband, she is the most respectful woman. You can't even think she's the one funding that family.
Mhm.
You can't think of that. So you see, so that's how most things are. But when I think of African American women being with these men, I think sometimes the power dynamics come in, and then she's thinking, oh, if I make more, then ideally give me some respect. It's like when your mom told you remove that meat from the freezer. She goes home, so she goes to work, she works all day, and then she gets back home and the meat is out of the freezer. So imagine how she felt when she would tell you that, and then you wouldn't do that. So sometimes I think it happens like that when she's thinking, oh, if I'm catering for all the bills, if I'm paying for this and that, why are you not doing maybe something? So maybe the man may let her go to work and then he stays behind to just stay in the house and do something, and then she gets back and then she thinks, oh, let me talk back, and that's where the fights start from.
Right.
In this side of the world, we see such things happening. We see the fights normally come up like that. So it's really unfortunate that they get to go through that and then they end up leaving. But I feel like when people have the whole concept of, oh, I'm going to marry an African man, at least marry a man who understands your ways too.
Yeah.
Like a modern man in an African man, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
Because you can't get a traditional man and then think he's gonna all of a sudden become modern overnight and then change his traditional ways. You understand? I feel like just look for someone who has some aspect of modernity in them. Because if you go for the traditional man, then you have to do the traditional things that he needs you to do. And he's not changing that. That's just that.
For me, I believe if you're going into
It's just that. Heed the warning. But I don't know. It just seems like it's in the air for us to stay foolish a lot of times. Let's go back to the one lady that was kind of slow to talk and see if she picks it up a bit. If you guys could, please like and share the video. Please subscribe to my channel. Happy Mother's Day to good mothers, for those who are really good mothers.
Attracts me to people. But everybody is different. Every human is different. Some women, some sisters, their mindset is different from mine. They don't care, for coming after them for this reason, that reason, all the wrong reasons. They don't care. But I do. I care. And I want to deal with genuine people. So, ladies.
Sorry about that. I got kicked off the live.
Y'all best be ready. You may say you strong. You're not going to fall. You this, that. Honey, you got to be careful. Some of these women come in with their men and still fall. So if you coming in single, y'all better be ready. Look, if you don't want to fall, you better just cut conversation. Don't even get into deep conversation. Speak and keep it rolling, honey. Y'all better come in moving like the cousin and more African women. Speak. Some of them don't even speak. They just go, keep going. But me, I think it's rude not to speak, especially if somebody's speaking to you. A lot of times they be like, hey, sister, how are you? I be like, hello. And I keep going. I don't stop trying to talk. I used to, but now I don't stop trying to talk all that. I just wave, smile, keep going. So, you live and learn. It's a different world for me now. Even though I still be friendly, because I like to talk to people. and especially Gambians. I love to meet Gambians. Gambians are awesome people. I love to network. I love to meet people, you know. But you have to be careful. Be careful, sisters, honey, because you're going to get 1,000 proposals. They ready to marry you on the spot. Some of them. So I just want to come on and tell the sisters, be careful, be ready, because when you make it to Africa, you will get 1,000 proposals. Many people will be interested in you. They will be ready to cater to you. And they knows how to treat a woman. Let me tell you. They knows how to treat a woman. Point blank, period. But you all must be careful. Do not fall for foolery. And it's real. It is real, honey. It is real. From the young to the old. Whatever age you want, you can have. If you like Stella, you want to get your groove back, when you make it to Africa, you will be able to get your groove back, honey. So you all have got to be careful when you make it to Africa, when it comes to dating and all of that. Be careful. And if you're going to date in Africa, make sure you get you somebody decent, just like you be trying to get somebody decent in America. Get you somebody decent in Africa. Period. Be careful of the beach. What they call them, bumpsters, beach bumpsters. Be very careful, because sometimes they can be very dangerous. So you want to always try to get you somebody with standards, you know, and somebody that's serious. Okay, y'all, that is
Well, at least she's given a warning in the end. It turned out to be a warning. But she's saying how enticing it is. You get a whole lot of proposals, a whole lot of attention. A lot of men are trying to get your attention and trying to get to you. I'm sure. Okay. What's up, Easy X? How you doing? You said, I wish she would go into detail about how these men treat a woman. Maybe I can learn a few tricks. She's gonna play it safe down the road, because again, she's a Pan-African and she doesn't want to really spell it out like that. But I'm now gonna go to back to the harsh letter. Well, supposed harsh letter didn't sound like a harsh letter at all, but we'll see if it continues with another letter that Sisters International is going to showcase. You said, I am a good mother. My daughter says so. I heard that. Are you a father, Easy Axe? Do you have any kids? Just curious. Okay, let's get back to this video. Like and share the video, y'all.
Very powerful piece from one of our brother supporters. So tell me what you think. Don't come for me. This is one of our brothers that wrote this from his heart and his experiences. And it's quite a shame sometimes when people share their experiences online, and people come for them as if they don't want them to tell the truth about their experiences. They want them to lie. And even sometimes when they tell the truth about their experiences, people tell them they're lying. And it's quite sad, really, because then what happens is the system ends up with more lies than truth, because people then are afraid to say the truth. But don't come for him or come for me. Just give your opinion in a respectful way. The last bit, when he says the horses don't mix with the pigs, you know, he's talking metaphorically. He's not saying that you're a horse and you're a pig in a sense. He's just saying that the different classes shouldn't really mix. And if they do mix, a lot of times it's not going to be successful. My father's minister, pastor, and I grew up with my father being a pastor. And in church, they used to always preach, you shouldn't be unequally yoked. I didn't understand that until I got a lot older. And basically, it's the same thing. In a lot of countries, they do arranged marriages where they meet and match people. And they match you from your class, your religion, your financial status, who you are in society, and many other things. I know in the European system, they called it blue blood, which means that you marry into anybody in your lineage, in your aristocratic society, and you don't marry out. And there have been huge issues when people marry out of their lineage. And quite recently, we saw the issues with Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. So they still practice the blue blood and that lineage. So it's very bizarre because when the West comes back to Africa, we believe that is our lineage. They look like us, like he says in the letter. So let's go with it. Let's run with it. Marcus Garvey's told us this story from a long time, and we've been looking forward to coming home to our brothers and sisters, and let's run with it. But when you do the matching process, a lot of times the people you are matching with are not the same as you. They do not interpret the same love, meanings and signs as you do. They do not interpret the word marriage and the act of marriage the same way you do. The religion, their belief systems and value systems, which is very important in a marriage and in a relationship and in bringing up children, is not the same as yours. So just because they're the same color skin, it doesn't mean that the first person to approach you, you will say, yes, I'm going to go with that because I'm in Africa and they're African. In the Gambia, there are different societies in the Gambia. There is a class system in the Gambia. And somebody said to me the other day, V, how do I meet?
I'm glad that she's mentioning the class situation because Pan-Africans and other people never really talk about this. So this is actually a really good video. I haven't heard the whole thing, but this is the part I didn't hear. I'm glad to hear that she's talking about this now. Yes, let's get back to this.
These men. She said, I'm a very high valued woman.
Christian entrepreneur, Christian speaker. This is not your regular ad. I want to speak to you here because this license plate.
I'm a very high valued woman. In the UK, I have value. I've worked hard. I have a good status, a good job. I have everything I need, everything I want. And yet, when I go to the Gambia, I cannot find somebody of that standing. And that might be an issue because, and don't get me wrong, Gambia is not the only country.
High value Gambian men and women do not hang in the Senegambia. Wow. So she's given a warning. They do not hang in the Senegambia, the high value type. Okay.
I first saw all of this happening in the Caribbean. When women are coming off the plane, and men, they're targeted. When they get to Senegambia.
This is just validating everything that Anja Africa has stated. Out the gate, off the plane, people are already strategizing to get to you, trying to figure out where you're going and who you're with, if you're single, if you're married. I cannot imagine. You said going to another country and working for your own personal gain is not adding value to that country. Okay, Pinky Wells says, let's go back to this.
Hotel, when they get to Holiday Hotel, when they get to Kariba, when they get to Combo, when they get to Tamala, when they get to these hotels, it goes round. And one Gambian man described it to us as gamblers. He said the gamblers surround those areas, not money gamblers, but people gamblers. And they gamble to say, who can get this woman? Who can get their apartment for a year paid? Who can get a car? Who can get a house? That's what they're gambling. And they all know what they're doing together in that area. Now, once they target a woman, they go in for the kill. Juju. And we say that because it's mind control. It's on and on and on and on. I love you. You're beautiful. This, that, the other. Some of the women, it doesn't take long before they catch it. Catch it. No one's told me I love you for 30 years. No one said to me, I want to marry you ever in my life. So when this man has come and he's saying to me he loves me and he wants to marry me, I'm not even looking at how he's dressed. I'm not even looking whether he's...
But why does it have to sound devastating because you've never been married before? Oh, wow. She's going in her acting mode right now. It's kind of funny right now.
My type. I'm not even looking at what type of family he comes from. And also what I'm doing is that I'm absorbing everything he's telling me. And if it starts from how beautiful I am and he loves me, I don't really hear the rest. How old are you? I'm 50. Okay, you're 50. Can I see ID? He produces ID that he's 50. Even though he looks 25, he's produced ID that he's 50. Are you married? Yes. But my wife's passed away, or I'm divorced. Do you have any children? Yes, they live with my mother. And I'm soaking it all in. Everything he's telling me, I'm soaking it in because he loves me. He wants to marry me. He thinks I'm beautiful. And I've not heard those words for over 30 years. So I'm going to run with that because that is more than what I'm getting in the West.
Mm.
But then when it turns ugly...
And that's the sad part about it, though. When it turns, that's the sad part about it. When you lose all that you work for, or you get unalived and all that you built is gone for good. Just the betrayal of how things are going for some of the women that do go to Africa and deal with these men are resulting in. The consequences of it. It doesn't end well. Doesn't end well.
When you realize you have been targeted, that's when you realize you've invested your emotions and your heart, this is when it turns ugly. When you're coming off that plane and you're on crutches, you're targeted. When you're coming off the plane and you're...
It makes me want to hurry up and get a ticket. One way to Africa. The fuck?
And pension age, you're targeted, not just in Africa, in other countries too. But here in the Gambia, they know what your disability benefits are. They know what your pension is. They know if you're disabled or have a pension, you've got regular money coming in every week or month.
Ching, 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 ching. You look like Mariah Carey, Janet Jackson. This is crazy, but this is the reality that women are seemingly easy to manipulate by using the word love. It's happening online where people are not even seeing nobody and they've fallen in love. They see pictures of people and they're falling in love. So it is possible to see someone in person and have that even escalate even more because you see them in the flesh and you can hang out with them and go to the beach and all this type of thing. And before you know it, you in La La Land. So this is a warning to some of you women who have not heard the word love, I guess, to maybe tell yourself in the mirror you love yourself, or get your family members to tell you, or go visit family members that actually do love you and hang out with people that do love you, friends that you can hear kind words sometimes if it's that serious, you know. so you don't be tripped up that easily. My sister lived in Sierra Leone with her Black American husband. Oh, is that right? Is your sister Sierra Leonean, or is she Black American as well? Are they in the service? I don't know what the situation is, but thanks for sharing. You said no one likes her. She thinks she's too good looking for what she doesn't deserve. Pinky says, go back to Africa. You said, I say that because she's talking like her presence is needed. Go back to Africa and do that. I think she goes back and forth. I think she's mentioned that she's building her house or whatever. But yeah, let's get back to this.
That'll do fine for me, they say, because I'll never be without, and my family then can never be without. And in the early days, it was about family. It was about feeding family. But unfortunately now it's about materialism. It's about who's got the latest Timberland boots, who's got the latest iPhone, who's got the designer clothes, who's got the jewellery, the medallion, and the sovereigns, or the diamond rings, who's got the diamond earrings, who looks like they're being looked after by a two-bab, who has an apartment that's paid for 2 years.
Ooh.
And when she goes home, I can meet another two-bab in Senegambia and bring her to my apartment.
How can you enjoy yourself with that type of tension in the air? I don't know. But that is the warning, y'all, that the sane is a sane of sanes. The dating scams in the Gambia. They're trying to warn y'all that it is really thick and heavy. And, you know, for the women that risk it all to move down there and are subjected now to violence or being unalive, I rest in peace to the ones who have passed, and I feel bad for the ones that are stranded and stuck, because that is just not a good feeling. Now, as I said before, one of the videos that I did maybe a week and a half ago, talking about down low men as being the most toxic type of men, that video got snatched down for one of the songs that I played on there. And I said, as soon as I hear of a new case, because I'm sure there'll be another, I will talk about that case. And this is the case that I want to talk about now. This woman was married to a down low. She found out he was a down low, and she lost her life behind finding out. And this just goes to show you how toxic these men are. They're very self-centered, and I despise down low men beyond understanding, because they want their cake and eat it too. They don't care how disrespectful they are to women. They don't care how much of a threat they are to women. And because of that attitude, I have no love for these types of men. But women, beware of these types of men that are lurking about, wanting to set up shop with you, wanting to have a family life or appearance of a family life so that they can conceal their little dirty secret. And, you know, this is just one of these types of cases.
If you don't look fire in this filter, your jeans bang. And you need to be mad at your mom and your dad. I don't know which one of them, but one of them ugly.
36-year-old Jasmine Armstrong was shot and killed at her Temple home Saturday morning, according to Temple police. Her husband, Britton Armstrong, was named a suspect in her death, but after a brief car chase with both of police.
This is the story of Jasmine Armstrong, age 36, a mother to two beautiful kids who was shot and killed by her husband, 38-year-old Britton Armstrong, whom she had trusted, loved, and felt protected around. This shooting most likely stemmed out of her finding out some things he never wanted leaked to his friends and family.
He does kind of look like he is gay to me too, but it depends on how he talks and how he carried himself, but he did have that little look within his eyes about it. He does look kind of gay, Pinky says, too.
Case of ultimate betrayal by someone she really loved and cared for. Britton ended up in a police car chase while he was fleeing from the murder scene, which ended up very bad for him. Hello and welcome to Twisted Crimes. Subscribe and hit the like button for more.
Again, fair use of this video for educational purposes, learning about being married to down low. It is possible to be married to one. They can be very deceitful. They can, in fact, look to find women for the purposes of hiding their down low status better. And, you know, this is what women should realize on Mother's Day, you know, to be wary of these types of guys. And hopefully, you know, this won't repeat itself.
Stories. This story will be taking us to Temple, Texas. Temple is one of Central Texas' fastest growing cities. Temple has grown steadily because of its diverse economy, agriculture, transportation, manufacturing, and medicine. Crime in Temple, Texas is slightly lower than the national average. Violent crime in Temple is 20.8 compared to the U.S. average of 22.7.
See that picture right there would have gave it away to me. Yeah, right there. With his hair like that.
Jasmine Armstrong, age 36, was a young lady who can be said to be strong, ambitious, and smart. She studied at Tuskegee University.
Rest in peace to her. I'm so sorry to hear that this had to happen again and so soon, you know, since the last time I just did a story, not even a week and a half ago.
Heather studied information systems management at University of Maryland Global Campus, then obtained her master in business administration at Prairie View A&M University Graduate Studies. She had her life planned and had most things going for her. She was happy with most things in her life. Jasmine got married to 38-year-old Britton Armstrong. They had a great family with kids. They appeared to be happy and lively.
Cheers.
So you just think about it. He's walking around holding her hand, looking at other dudes and stuff like that, having other friends and stuff on the under, you know, and to kill her because she found out and he's worried about the secret getting out. I mean, how fucked up is that? He does look gay and evil. He does look evil. He should have just lived his life and left her alone. I don't understand why they just cannot leave women out of their mess. But they think that they are deserving and entitled to women as well. Because, again, women are not respected. Now the children have no mother. Exactly. The women are not respected in the culture overall. The secrecy of down low men is always been the case until as of late with P. Diddy and stuff like that and all these other accusations that are now swirling about. But it's been a lifestyle that these men have been carrying on for a long time, and they will not leave women the fuck alone. They just will not just go and do their thing. They want to include their mess with women, making them have their kids and pretending to be in love and all these other things that they do just to keep a woman and have that lifestyle is just so it's just nasty. I think it's you're not giving a woman a choice when you're leading on your life and carrying on having different escapades, sexual escapades. Let's get back to this.
Appeared to be a great father until he showed otherwise.
Birthday boy, you always do that. My little man. Turned 12 today. He think he's saucy.
He was a great father to their kids. He was nice and sweet to her too.
Yeah, them Cowboys won, baby. Shopping with the lady. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, you gonna do it? Want some money? Got you.
never understood why people like to go out everywhere and videotape themselves everywhere. In the mall, I guess that's where they're at, but okay. You said something is wrong with a lot of black men. I talked to a few black men don't want their own daughters with black men. Don't want their own daughters with black men. A lot of them becoming scary. Not all. Of course, not all. But it's becoming an epidemic where the first go-to is just to kill somebody. That's where it's gone too far. Or, men with facial piercings, yuck. Yeah, that's kind of a sign. What do you call those type of guys? Not transsexuals. There's a word for it. It just slipped my mind. Yeah, but I don't think men should be having facial piercings. That doesn't look nice. I don't think that looks cute.
That's the ultimate favor right there.
He took her out and all that, but she felt something was still off about their marriage.
Yeah. Good, baby.
Something
And
just
see, in his mind, he figures if he's there for his kids, if he's paying the bills, what does it matter what he does in his own private world? That's how he would take it. Oh, I'm the man. I'm paying bills. I'm there for my children. She shouldn't have no complaints. With me, even if I have this secret. But I think he's a little bit too vain. By looking at his picture right here, I would have guessed he could have been that way. He's just a little bit too vain looking. The piercing is killing it. The eye piercing. That's not cute.
wasn't right. She felt it but can't lay hands on it. Jasmine was a dedicated wife and mother too. She loved her kids dearly.
Dang.
Yeah, that's the word. Metrosexual. Yeah, that's the word. Thanks.
Ain't that serious?
In summary, they had a great family. They celebrated their anniversary and did many more.
So he took it all the way there. He took it all the way there to where it was believable that he was not gay. Okay, the man, the story that we're talking about right now, not this couple. I think that's the wife, though. Or is that him, too? Hold on, let me just play this a little bit more. I'll get right back to that. This is the story of this man right here who is a down low, Aubrey, which means a man that is really gay, but he will get with women as well just to conceal his secrets. And this is the story about him unaliving his wife because somehow she found out and he offed her. So this is just to let us know about the dangers of down low men that will marry you, will have kids with you, will have sex with you, still will lead a life, a double life, contrary to what you know. And sometimes if they think that you will tell their secret, or you find out about their secret, they will have the nerve to get upset with you and take you out. And this is what happened. And I think that he ended up losing his life too. Let's listen some more to this.
For the past 2 years, convicted murderer Christopher Scarver has been quietly watching his fellow inmate Jeffrey Dahmer from across the prison.
Britain would have scored.
They had a lot of pictures, a lot of videos, a lot of family time. I mean, he really went in on this. A metrosexual is relating to or denoting men who live in urban areas and enjoy shopping, fashion, similar interests traditionally associated with women or gay men. That's what metrosexual means. It is a man that lives in the urban area, enjoys shopping, fashion, similar interests traditionally associated with women or gay men. And a lot of them sometimes are down low or gay, but they're calling it metrosexual, and that's how he was carrying himself too. I don't know if she started figuring stuff out, maybe found something out. I hope that this is known what really happened. So far, this is kind of like showing their life. Fair use of video.
10/10 if possible. He even got baptized. Unfortunately, things were not as perfect as it seems. Not much was known about what the problem in the marriage was, but the fact is that many marriages encounter issues, but they deal with it in a non-violent manner. That was not what Britton did in his case. Britton posted something on his social media account talking about how healthy marriages exist and how he was going to have one. That right there meant something wasn't right in the marriage. On March 23, 2024, things escalated between him and his wife, and Britton could not handle it like a man. He got a gun and shot Jasmine dead just like that. He threw away his marriage of 7 years just like that because of a little argument. Jasmine was laying in the pool of her blood when police arrived. They quickly gathered through preliminary investigation that Britton was behind the killing. A bolo, be on the lookout, was issued on this car. Not too long after then, he was seen driving around town. They tried to stop him, but he would not stop. So a police chase ensued. He took them on a very long chase, then he decided to hurt himself. When the car finally came to a stop, police found him dead with a self-inflicted injury which he had caused to himself. He was a coward and could not live with what he had done to his wife, so he inflicted an injury on himself. What a sad way to go. A young man who everyone thought was God-fearing and matured, but unfortunately, that wasn't the case.
2 young Temple children are left without their parents following the murders over the weekend.
News 10's Alex Fulton joins us in studio. Alex, what are the next steps for these Charter Oak Elementary School students?
Lauren and Gordon, today 9-year-old Brielle Armstrong and 6-year-old Jediah Armstrong will be moved from Dallas to Georgia to live with their grandmother. This all comes after the unexpected and sudden loss of both of their parents.
I had absolutely no idea.
A tragedy took place at this home in Temple.
I found out all of the specifics of the incident after the fact.
According to Temple police, on Saturday morning, Britton Armstrong shot and killed his wife, Jasmine Goldring Armstrong, on Broken Shoe Trail. Temple police says he then took off, crashed his car, and eventually died by a self-inflicted gunshot wound near Lorena on northbound I-35.
I knew both the mother and the father. I was friends with both of them. It was just absolutely heartbreaking.
9-year-old Brielle and 6-year-old Jediah now without a mom and dad.
It's so sad for them. Now the grandparents have to take up the slack, and other family members hopefully will help out. A lot of people don't have moms on Mother's Day right now. And so others have to stand in the gap for displaced kids such as this. And, that's why you should never, discount your blessings, because you could have it a lot worse than others.
More shoes.
Their neighbor, Scott Huntley, is collecting shoes, gift cards, clothes, and other items for them.
My kind of mindset when all of this began was that 2 children had just been ushered out of their home, and we're starting with nothing.
He's already handed off 2 donation piles to their grandma in Dallas, who they've been staying with the past few days.
They're dealing with a horrific, tragic event that they still need to process themselves, and I was at least able to lessen that burden with everything that was donated and provided from the community.
Meanwhile, a GoFundMe has been created to raise funds for Jediah's specialized care for his autism and sensory challenges.
Wow.
The little boy, he's...
So he has autism too? Wow. That's going to be very hard for him. You said, never heard of metrosexual. Pinky Wells says, description of a well-grown man, but a lot of people call men who they suspect as gay. That also a lot of metrosexual are not gay. Yeah, there are some that aren't, but there's plenty that are, or who don't want it to be known that they have gone that way or something, had a moment or something, like what experience with a guy before, and they just don't want to claim being with a man. Also could be the situation. But this boy is autistic, lost his mom and his dad. How is he going to be able to cope? This is really sad.
Very heartwarming. If you're involved in his life, you build a very specific, intimate relationship with him.
Whether through cash or other kinds of donations, Huntley wants to see more support for the siblings.
This is going to a wonderful cause, and I will do everything that I can to continue to provide for that family in this tragic event.
You can find Huntley's contact information to donate items and a link to his GoFundMe over on our website.
No matter who we want to be, we can, but not at the expense of others. We do not for sure know why he killed her, but the writings are on the wall. Domestic dispute should not end with violence. Things can always be better, or at the most people go their separate ways. Please let us all learn from this. Patience goes a long way, and we all can do better. Our sincere condolences to the friends and families of Jasmine Armstrong. May Jasmine's memory be a blessing for her family and for all who knew her, and may her life and death be an inspiration and a turning point towards...
Yes, rest in peace to Jasmine. There was another video, this is not the video, that talked about him being a down low, and that is the reason why they had an argument. I don't know if she accidentally found something or overheard something, but that was the beginning of the argument, and that is why she lost her life. But down low men ain't shit. They are not shit. Let me see. I think there was one other story I wanted to talk on. You said a lot of much. Okay. This last story that I want to talk about, it is sad news for Mother's Day, where mother and daughter both lost their life the same day by the same person, by the hands of the same person. I want to do a response to this video. But as you heard in the last case, the 2 children are the ones that are going to be harboring all this devastating effect and consequence behind what the father decided to do. And pretty selfish, just self-centered, to not even consider the kids, not one bit of it. All about his ego, all about me. I'm the man. Even if I did get busted being this lifestyle, whatever the case, they get upset if you say something about what they're doing. Some men will get triggered irregardless, even if they're in the wrong. They do not care. So that's why it's so important to know who you're messing with and why. And it's very hard to tell, though, with people lying and creating a family with you and getting married to you. I'm sure that that was not something that she thought on. They've been married for 7 long years. That is a long time to be carrying on with other relations. And that's sad that once she found out, she lost her life. It's really sad. Hold on, let me see. Where was I? You said I saw that video on YouTube. He was gay and he tried to hide it from her, but I think she found out. Yeah, I can't find that video. I had hoped that this video was going to talk about it too, and it didn't even bring it up. So that's why I'm like trying to let y'all hear and understand that this was not just one day they had a argument over the bills or something like that. This was like actual leakage of information about his DL status, and he went nuclear on her. Like, how are you gonna go nuclear on the person that you've been deceiving? But people have the nerve to do what they're doing. I mean, some of these men are so brazenly full of themselves, they don't care that they're in the wrong. Hold on, where is this? I just did something. Okay. Okay, so this comes from M. Keisha Investigates. This is entitled Dallas Mother and Daughter Killed by Apartment Manager After Her Adult Daughter and 17-year-old got into a fight. So, wow. Okay, let's react to this video.
He said he turned around, he heard Shay say, "Please just let me get to my baby." That lady shot her again. She shot her every time she moved, every time she said something. That's how it ended up being 8 shots.
Today we'll be in Dallas, Texas. It's the 3rd most populous city in the state of Texas, behind Houston and San Antonio. In today's time, Dallas is a vibrant place with a diverse city, and is known for its world-class museums, thriving art scene, and famous sports teams. It is also the place where John F. Kennedy, the 35th President of the United States, lost his life on November 22nd, 1963. He was the youngest president ever elected to office. He also became the youngest president to be unalive. In the south of Dallas is a massive area called Fair Park, where the Texas State Fair draws big crowds each fall. The area also has year-round park attractions, including the landmark Cotton Bowl Stadium for college football and big-name concerts. There's also the African American Museum, which exhibits different artwork and artifacts, plus much more in the area. For one tight-knit community just a mile down the road from Fair Park, tragedy came in the worst way after an alleged altercation between females left 2 unalive and 1 behind bars. 40-year-old Lanisha Pinker, who went by Shay, was raised in Dallas, Texas on the south side. She was a loving mother of 2, a 20-year-old son, and a 17-year-old daughter, plus a grandmother to 2 grandchildren, a little boy and a little girl. Many who knew Shay said she was a person who spoke her mind and did not play around when it came to her children. However, she was a person that you could count on and be there if you need her. And she was a cherished friend and family member. She was a mother that made sure she did all she could to provide for her children and wanted her kids to know that they were loved unconditionally by her. Two of her greatest joys in the past few years were her first grandson, born in May 2021, and the second was her granddaughter, who was born in November 2022. Her social media account, you could tell she loved all of them deeply. Her daughter, 17-year-old Dranisha Willis, who went by Baby Doll, was a junior in high school currently, and at the time of this video, she was also a lash technician on the side. Shay wanted to invest in her daughter and took Baby Doll to start classes when she was only 15. Also during that time, Baby Doll was pregnant and would have her daughter later that year, just 9 days before her 16th birthday. She was said to be a good mother and a bright light with so much joy and promise for her future. Being a young mother, Baby Doll did everything she could to be the best mom and was working her way towards her high school graduation. Sadly, that day would never come after an alleged altercation that left both Baby Doll and her mother Shay sadly unalive, and it all happened in front of multiple people. According to loved one, 65-year-old Doris Walker, a neighbor and the apartment manager committed a horrible crime that Doris would tell authorities was self-defense. To sum it up, before I let you hear what one loved one had to say went down, Doris' alleged daughter, T or Tracy, who was 35, allegedly had a fight with Baby Doll. At some point, Shay got word of what was happening and came to protect her daughter, who was 17. After Shay arrived is when things turned from a fight with no weapon to Doris doing the unthinkable, with many alleging that Doris had been planning the unaliving of Shay for the past week because the two were not on good terms. I'm so tired of people just acting fools in the neighborhood, fighting and stuff still. I mean, a 35-year-old fighting a 17-year-old, that is ridiculous. So I see why the mom would have got triggered. But, man, how did this other woman get involved? Was it her daughter? I don't know. Let's see. Okay, so the truth is, my partner had twin baby. My partner had Tracy baby, right? So my partner brought the baby back, and Baby Doll grabbed the baby. She was playing with the baby. The baby had been gone for a couple of days, and everybody over here knows that little baby. So she was taking the baby upstairs to her mama. So when she took the baby upstairs to her mama, then Baby Doll was playing. Like, Tracy was like, "Give me my baby," you know what I'm saying? And she was like, "No, Tracy, we miss her." Like, they was just going back and forth about it. You know what I'm saying? They was playing. It started off, they were playing, they were joking. So, I guess Tracy got upset and she snatched the baby from Baby Doll. But when she snatched the baby from Baby Doll, then she did it kind of aggressively. You know what I'm saying? So Baby Doll pushed her. When Baby Doll pushed her, they exchanged words. My friend grabbed the baby back, and Baby Doll took off on her. Yes, Baby Doll hit her first, but Baby Doll's 17. This is a grown lady. I understand you have to defend yourself, but this is a little girl that you call your niece and this and that. I don't know. Anyways, they fight. Baby Doll get on her row, you know what I'm saying, and my partner broke it up. She got in between them, you know what I'm saying? Tracy got her baby back. She went in the house, and Baby Doll came in the candy house. I don't know who called Shay, but everybody know how that girl is about them kids. Right or wrong, you know what I'm saying? True or false, she coming, and she gonna deal with whether they was right or wrong later, but don't with Shay kids. That's period. Tutu and Baby Doll, like that, if you deal with them, you gotta deal with her. That's a given. Anybody that know her know that. See, this ghetto mentality is what I do not like, and I'm so glad I'm nowhere near it. Oh my God. There's other ways of handling things, and to always go to just violence off the top when you're dealing with a grown woman, you should have got the police involved or something to try to
I don't know. I don't think getting into a fight, though, would have been the best way to go.
Don't play about them. And she came around this corner because somebody called and said that baby doll had a fight with a grown lady. When she came around the corner, she came upstairs looking, you know what I'm saying, to her place looking for her. She wasn't in there. She was in the lady Miss Doris' house downstairs. So when they told Shay where she was, Shay took off down there to go see about it. Let me back up. Just pause right there. Let me back up. Okay, Shay and Miss Doris, they not on good terms. It was some that had happened over here, and Miss Doris said some names, and you know what I'm saying? It was just, you know, if you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, they had words about that, but y'all know how Shay is. If she gonna pick, she gonna pick. That's just what she gonna do, man. She ain't did that though. When she come over here, she do her thing and she go about her business. They weren't continuously having words or none of that. It wasn't something every time she came over here or none of that. Not even with baby doll. Baby doll don't be in grown folk, like, you know what I'm saying, out of place or nothing like that. I be getting her. When I'm here, she here with me and I'm able to do it, I be getting her. I wasn't here. I had just left. I was in the tub and baby doll FaceTime me and I missed the call. I missed the text when she said, ain't he? You know what I'm saying? And I text back when I said, huh? Instead of calling back, I said, huh? She didn't respond, so I continued to go on and do what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, fast forward back to Shay running downstairs. When she ran downstairs, she ran in Miss Doris' house and she jumped on Tracy. They was trying to keep baby doll. You know what I'm saying? They was trying to hold her from going down there, but it's whatever about my mama, and that's what she said. Let me go see about my mama. She ran downstairs in Miss Doris' house and they was jumping on Tracy. You know what I'm saying? But it was just those three. It was only those three. Miss Doris left out of her house. And she went next door and she got her bag. She came back in there with the bag and took what was in it out. Baby doll was in the door by this time. They had broke it up. Like it was really no more fighting going on. Like they was trying to get to each other. Bleak had baby doll outside the door. She wasn't even in Miss Doris' house. When Miss Doris took that gun out that bag, she turned around and pointed the gun at baby doll. When she shot, Bleak let baby doll go. Everybody ran. Everybody scattered. It was people in Miss Doris' bathroom. It was people in Miss Doris' room. It was people in Miss Doris' kitchen. It was people.
Why was everybody in Miss Doris everywhere? My God, she was damn. So she didn't really have nothing to do with this, but she put herself in this. Wow. You said, yeah, it's a mess. I can't even really keep up. Their nicknames and everything, and the way she's explaining it is kind of like she's talking a whole nother language to me. But I'm trying to like keep up and understand what she's talking on. But Easy X says, be the bigger person. Life is precious. People get triggered for and over life-ending scenarios. Yes, they do. And it just happens so suddenly. You get triggered. That's why the best solution is just to walk away. If you cannot get no understanding, just walk away or cut them loose. Cut them off. Say, I don't want to have nothing to do with you no more. You disrespected me in my personal space. You put your hands on me, whatever. I don't want no more words with you. But I don't think it should go to an escalating situation where someone brings a gun in that scenario. But that's what she was prone to do. She hurried up, this lady right here at the top hurried up and got her gun. And I guess she went and killed both the mom and the daughter. And now this is Mother's Day. Mother and daughter gone.
All in this lady's house.
Okay, so when she shot Baby Doll, then that's when everybody scattered. They ran and they hid and everything. So Shay, when she realized that Baby Doll was shot, she started walking towards the door. Miss Doris turned around and shot Shay in her chest 3 times. Shay didn't fall immediately. Miss Doris let off another shot. I believe that's the shot that hit her in her elbow, if I'm not mistaken. Then she hit the ground. Shay landed on her stomach. So when Shay landed on her stomach, then Miss Doris went in the room and did something. I don't know what she went in there and did. She went in there and did something. But it was other people inside the house that she let go. It was 2 girls in there and a girl that she drawed down on and let them go. So my thing is this. That's not a blackout. That's not a blackout. If you letting people go, if you blacked out, everybody in your
Wow. So she was going in there regulating. But yeah, you're right. The lady shouldn't. Shay was wrong. You don't run into people's houses though. But I think my reaction would have been telling her to get the fuck out of my house first. Especially if I'm the manager. You know, I would be thinking about my job. I'd be thinking about my life on the outside. I would be thinking about a lot of other stuff than trying to hurry up and get a gun and down a couple of people. I mean, she's overboard with it, with being triggered. You said they ran into her house. She could use deadly force. She might get off, but I don't know, because she went to another spot to get her purse and retrieve her gun. So it's premeditated for you to go and rush off to go get your purse with the gun. I don't know. Easy Acts, I used to be an angry teen. Almost anything would set me off. I'm glad I went to anger management counseling, probably saved my life or me from hurting someone. That's honorable of you. That's honorable. I was a very angry teen as well. My uncle is the reason why I was able to deal with a lot of stuff. I really feel like people take for granted other family members that can play a vital role in a child's life that has not been given the opportunities of having, you know, proper parenting. But yeah, it is a process, and anger management is needed sometimes, or cutting loose people. When that happens, when you let go of dead weight and you understand the relationship is never going to get any better, and why try to force something that's not fitting, and you cut the dead weight and you don't look back, that is very liberating too. Whatever you got to do to get over anger, you should do, because you're hurting yourself carrying and harboring around anger that's unresolved. It's not hurting them, it's hurting you. They're sleeping just fine. You're the one being tormented and suffering. So I suggest people not allow that to happen. Yeah, a lot of people were there. It just sounds so ghetto to me how the whole setup was. Like, nobody had no respect for the man. I think that she probably was tripping off of, y'all bringing this mess to my spot. You disrespecting me and who I am. You treat me like I'm just like one of y'all or whatever. I don't know. She just got triggered.
You saw. Everybody would have been gone. She telling them people raising their hands saying, we don't got nothing to do with this. We'll get out. You know what I'm saying? And she saying, well, get on then. You know what I'm saying? She telling them, well, get out of my house then. So while Shay, she cleared her house out while Shay in the kitchen. While Shay is on the carpet in front of the kitchen trying to crawl to get to her baby who shot him outside this door. You know what I'm saying? When Miss Doris came back in the kitchen, my partner who broke the fight up originally, their phone rang. And Miss Doris turned that gun around on my partner. My partner said, I don't got nothing to do with this, bro. I don't got nothing to do with this. Just please let me out. Please let me out.
So when she left out, when he left out, then he said he didn't go all the way out because it was just a look in her face. He said he turned around, he heard Shay say, "Please just let me get to my baby." That lady shot her again. She shot her every time she moved, every time she said something. That's how it ended up being 8 shots. That's how it ended up being 8 shots.
Damn. 8 shots? Damn. That's crazy, y'all. Why would this lady do something like that? That's overkill. They had no business in her house, but that is way too much. That is overkill. What are we doing? She was not playing.
That's how it ended up being so many shots because every time this girl moved, she shot her again. She didn't get hit in her main artery immediately. You know what I mean? Like it happened while she was down on the ground. It wasn't like a pop, 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 pop. Nah, it wasn't nothing like that. Ain't no self-defense, nothing. Ain't no self-defense, nothing. And I don't give a. And we all willing to tell it. We already willing to talk and snitch or whatever you want to call it. I wish I was her. My mama, it never would have happened because I would have got my niece food. I would have got my niece. I would have made her come up in my house. She would have never fought Tracy or nothing. It would have never happened like that. I don't know where all these extra people coming from. I don't know where all these extra words and all of this extra talking about somebody shot up with a switch and all of that. That is false. When Miss Dora shot baby doll, somebody shot. A gun went off. But it went off on her behalf. It went off on baby doll behalf. It didn't go off on her behalf. It went off on that baby behalf. And I keep hearing everybody say, bro, somebody should have shot or somebody, them tried to wrestle with that lady for that gun. It was some that was trying to, bro. She wasn't trying to hurt. They said they got one gun and she got another one. Like she wasn't trying to hurt nothing. The part that make it premeditated is because you walked somewhere else to go get a gun. You didn't have a gun in the house. They didn't come in there for you. You was not in danger no matter how you felt about them people or how much y'all had been into it or whatever. Y'all was having words. Them people didn't have no knives. That baby weighed 90 pounds. Soak it wet, bro. You just did not have to do that, man. You didn't have to do that. She not getting away with it. It's wrong, y'all talking about Shayna ran over her behind her daughter out her fighting grown women. Y'all need to shut up because baby doll not even that type of child. She not even that type of kid, not at all, bro. She not. She a good girl. She a sweet baby. Like real talk, bro. That was my little baby, man. Chemistry is crazy about her mama. That baby got to grow up without a mama dog.
Now, this story does not sound like self-defense to me. When someone goes and gets a weapon from another unit and then brings it back, Doris had time to think, and no one was fighting her. Neither Shay nor Baby Doll had a weapon, so no gun was needed. I just wish that Baby Doll could have left and not hit that grown woman first. However, I also understand Shay's side of things, hearing that a grown woman, almost her age, get into it with her teen daughter. It is sad no matter how you look at it, but both Shay and her daughter should still be here. They should both still be alive. Also, Doris allegedly getting another weapon after one was taken from her is wild. But she truly has some other things.
Wow, she had a backup weapon. Damn. Ghetto attorney, premeditated. You can't say that's premeditated. You walk somewhere else. You'd have time to walk back. You have time to open the door or walk back through the door. Extra people watching what happened. No one trying to stop it. Well, I mean, a gun is involved. I would probably be scared shitless to try to do something myself. I would probably be like, let me ease my way. I'd just be like, can I please leave? I don't know any of y'all like that. I don't know nothing about none of this. I'm sorry that people have disrespected you, but it was not me. Let me go.
Going on in her mind, but let me know your thoughts. Was this premeditated, or
do y'all think it's premeditated from what you heard? And I don't know what it is about people just wanting to just be so easy to swing on people. Like the 17-year-old was wrong for swinging on the 35-year-old, but I mean, she should have just stopped going over there or stopped doing whatever she was doing. Like, now she can't do anything. Rest in peace to both the mom and the dad, the mom and the daughter. In that case, I forgot their names just that quick. Man, so many cases of this sort that goes on that you can't keep up with all these deaths. I can't keep up with them. Too many names. Okay, so I talked about the Tanzanian husband beating on their wives. I talked about these romance scams that are in full bloom in the Gambia. There was a letter by a subscriber to Sisters International that broke down, you know, you guys are not equally yoked. You probably shouldn't want to mix and mingle with different statuses of different types of people when you come to the Gambia. More than enough warnings, I think, has been provided by these videos that I've done, by other videos that other people have done, warnings that have been circulating throughout. If people still decide after hearing all the things they have heard and they still deliberately allow themselves to be in La La Land and get tripped up in love foolishly, then they're going to earn whatever they get. I don't feel bad no more about it, but I will definitely do reports on different things that I find out about people getting scammed or becoming unalive suspiciously. There was another video, but I don't think I could play that video. This will be a complicated court case, you think? Girl got butt whooped. That should have been over. How you doing, Digger? Interesting name. I don't know what that means. Sly attorney will get her off. Oh, you know, I could see myself arguing a little bit about just the culture, or not the culture, the tendencies of those types of women to argue. Maybe they have been acting a fool for a long time. Maybe they've been very argumentative and ghettofied and threatening to the lady who's older. I can imagine myself saying, you know, even though I felt like enough was enough. I don't know if that should be a good argument, though. Enough is not a good argument, because that's not like you're in jeopardy. So I guess it remains to be seen. It is a hard case to try, but I think there will be some people ironically sympathetic to that lady, the manager. I don't know. It just feels like just the atmosphere of that chaos of them fighting and running in to the apartment and everybody all piled in acting a fool. Maybe that could be something that is triggering and makes you feel in your heart of hearts that you were in jeopardy and that you needed to respond and get rid of the threat. I guess. I don't know. Okay, so now what I want to do is transition to music, because I think that's enough. If you have any questions or anything that you want to add to what you have heard, like I said, I've done these videos enough to warn women about the dangers of down low men, of, African men, different cultures. And people are still going to do what they want to do, though. Ultimately, people are still driven to follow their heart sometimes. Others are driven to follow their mind or discernment. So I'm sure that these stories are never going to end. But, the last story that I was about to forget to talk about, as you know, there's always the warning of men deliberately, or women and men deliberately spreading HIV. And just recently, a Jamaican was extradited to UK for spreading HIV. And I know that I've talked about this before, but this is just another warning out there. There's a lot of monsters out here, y'all. I don't have a lot of faith in a lot of different people right now. It just seems like this world is really flipped on its head, and more evil is rearing its head every single day, and the goodness of people is dwindling and dwindling and dwindling, to the point where it's so hard to even say anything good. And that sometimes depresses me, to know that I don't have a lot of good things to talk on from what I see. And this is just one of those types of stories right here.
A man who recklessly gave a woman HIV has been jailed nearly 14 years after he was deported from the United Kingdom, police says. Jermaine Scott, 39 years old, was sentenced to 3 years in a hearing at Chester Crown Court on Tuesday after pleading guilty to grievous bodily harm and a charge used in STI transmission cases. Scott, from Jamaica, was diagnosed with HIV in 2005 and had been prescribed medication that, if taken, would have limited the risk of transmission to others. So they're making it known that if he was taking his medication, he would have been undetectable and he wouldn't have been able to give anyone HIV. So
now people are saying there are medicines to make it so undetectable to where you're not able to spread it. That's dangerous language, though. I mean, if you have it, there's no cure as far as I know. And now they're saying that the medicines can make it seem as if you don't have it really. I don't know. That's confusing to me right there.
Tim had previously been in a relationship which they rekindled in the summer of 2009. At the time, Scott was taking his tablets regularly. He did not tell the victim about his diagnosis and went on to have unprotected sex with her. She became suspicious of his behavior, and in October of 2009, the pair attended a sexual health clinic. While at the clinic, Scott provided a false name and false medical details to the health worker. This right here is, to me, a very reactive behavior, because if you are going to have sex with someone, you need to know their status. And even if you were with them previously, they may have had other partners in between you and them breaking up. I remember one time I asked someone for a 7-panel blood test. We were talking at the time, a long time ago, and they said no, and I realized that relationship was never going to go.
And that's what we have to do as women, or men and women actually, demand to have test results shared with current dates current year. Demand it. And then if you see that they decline, then that might make you, what do they have to hide? Something so serious as sex, people are not wanting you to be responsible about your body. And people are allowing other men to dictate to them their value by letting them get out of showcasing records and stuff. This is a time that you got to take the horn by your hands and demand certain things. Don't, you got to, because this guy right here don't look sickly. That's not the first thing I would have thought by looking at him. You said, yeah, there's a white guy spreading HIV in Kenya a few years ago. I heard there was I don't make new acquaintances, definitely not friends. Yeah, it's hard for me to so-called have friends. Acquaintances, yes. Associates, yes. Friends, not so much, because it's hard to trust in how people present themselves. It's just really hard. People are just double-minded and double-tongued. I don't know. It's weird. You said might be an African man thing too. A lot of HIV on that continent. I used to donate to the Red Cross, and they would not take donations from people from that continent. What? I don't know if there's a lot of down low African men. I think that the African men that are gay are outright gay, or then again, I'll take that back, because some of their laws might get you jailed or even unalived if they knew that you were gay. So maybe I should take that back. I don't know if they lead a double life, though. I don't know if African men will still get with women and still lead the other lifestyle too. I'm not sure. There are medicines to improve your health and extend your life, but I think you still need to use protection during sexual intercourse. Yeah, you do. But the technology is changing all the time, so I don't know anymore. That's confusing to say it's not detectable. You're not able to give it. I don't know what type of medicine that is, but okay.
Time, I asked someone for a 7-panel blood test. We were talking at the time, a long time ago, and they said no. And I realized that relationship was never going to go anywhere further than that. I ended it immediately once they said they wouldn't do the test. The victim subsequently tested positive for HIV, and the pair ended their relationship. Following their split, Scott left the Cheshire area. The incident was reported to Cheshire Constabulary in 2009 October, and an investigation was launched to find Scott, leading to his arrest in February of 2011. Scott refused to answer any questions from the police, and the officers closed the case after failing to gather sufficient evidence to charge him in relation to the incident. He was subsequently deported in November of 2011 after he was found to be in the UK illegally. Shortly after Scott's deportation, the victim asked the case to be reopened. Detective sought help from a number of medical experts who revealed that it was highly likely that the victim had been infected with HIV in the 3 months prior to her diagnosis, while she was in a relationship with Scott. They also identify a number of genetic links between the strain of HIV the pair were both infected with. And thank God for the advancement of science, because human beings are very much not trustworthy. So the fact that they can use genetic
markers to find out the strain of HIV and tell that he was the one that gave it to her is amazing, because people lie all the time, whether that be HIV or STIs or STDs, they lie all the time. So the fact that science have gone so far to actually link genetic markers to tell who the person is.
That's good that they're able to do that, but it's up to us as women to be more proactive. And I think a lot of us are still not loving ourselves enough to be proactive. And you let men reign supreme over you, and they are running through women when you have this inability to tell a man no. And that's why it goes right back to, where can you tell a man no at? Can you tell a man no in America? Yes. Can you tell a man no in Africa? Maybe sometimes. Maybe. Let's see. But overall, the culture does not allow women to be able to speak out against men as comfortable as you are in America overall. That's just the reality of it all. So women are setting themselves up that from United States to go to the Gambia, knowing full well that a lot of those people already have the game already rigged for you, and they see you coming a mile away. I don't see why the brand newness of going to Africa even exists in the minds and the hearts of anybody at this point. It's startling to me how people are still putting on the pedestal Africa when they talk about it, when you have so many different things that is going on wrong all over the place. All over the place. So in closing, I hope this Happy Mother's Day will be a blessing to those that are good mothers. I hope that you know that you are serving society, humanity, and, everything that's worth living when you are a good mother to your children, because there are so many people that will never know the meaning of family or know the meaning of a good mother. Or, there are cases where parents have passed away early in life and they had to pick up the slack. Some of the family members had to pick up the slack. And I hope to impress upon people who don't have kids that if you are an aunt or an uncle or a cousin or a nephew or whatever, if you have extra time to lend in on helping out other people's kids, it will be gratifying to the child, because a lot of times, it is what it is as far as the household that a child is living in, and most times they're not catered to. So when you add yourself to the equation of trying to make the life of the child better, they'll never forget that. Children will never, ever forget that. So you don't have to be a mother to be a decent person. You can fill in the gap for other people to make up for what other people are lacking in. And that's called community, you guys. That used to be a thing. It's not a thing no more. We are very much isolated and singular in how we move and how we are. And a lot of us as women, especially Black women, are being left high and dry. And we have to make our way trying to figure out what is the best way for us to maneuver, because we have no leadership and we have no real men that's standing up for anything. Not all, but a lot are not standing up for anything except for foolery and fuckery. And so that makes us have to be the decision makers in our life, unfortunately, which goes back to the idea of women being decision makers and having independent minds, which most African cultures do not like. So we are in a hard rock and a hard place. I feel like, we should love what we are and respect who we are. But that's just my opinion. Other people feel a different type of way, I guess. You said, no, I'm having allergy issues, Easy X. I've been having allergy issues for the last 3-4 days. Oh, by the way, I did a little bit of a song that I was trying to remember the other day, if you caught that. It was an old poem that I wrote like 15 years ago. And I can't remember all the words. It was like a 7-minute poem, and I'm having a hard time remembering it. So eventually I'm going to try to work on it, play around with it, whatever, try to look up some of the papers that I somehow put up somewhere and I can't find it. You said, be careful, the weather is tricky these days. No, it's called allergies. I'm having allergy problems. All women should demand an HIV test from potential partners. If I wanted to be with her badly enough, I would agree to both of us taking the test. I'm encouraged to hear your poem. You're encouraged to hear my poem? I don't have the voice right now to sing it because of my allergies. I attempted to do it the other day, even though I probably shouldn't because I was just in the mood to do it. But you'll hear me come on another time and I will attempt to sing it. I want to try to remember it. I have other songs that I'm trying to see. What happened was years ago, someone stole a lot of my stuff. It's a long story. People that you shouldn't trust that you're trying to rent a room from. This was years ago. But stole a great significant amount of my poetry and other things that I did. And I kept some of the stuff. I just don't know where I stored it. My memory's not as good as it used to be. But yeah, I've done poetry for a long time. And then I transposed the poetry into songs. And it's been a while since I've written a song. I think the last one I wrote was like a year and so ago. It was a gospel song. It was my prayer or something about prayer and praying. But I want the best I want us to, I don't even know how to say it. I want us to do better as a people. I want us to encourage both sides to do better and promote, excellence, and encouragement. A lot of us don't get encouraging words sometimes, and sometimes we need to hear it so that we don't hear the first sign of I love you and then you drop head over heels in love because, you didn't know no better. I think that we have been considerably mean to one another, but we do have to get this right, y'all. And yes, demanding HIV test from people that want to have a sexual relationship with you. There should not be any of this one night standing it no more. Really, it's not a benefit to even live that way anymore. It's like, how can you get past all the challenges of STDs and other things that people are doing out here on purpose? It's crazy out here. But a lot of people don't care because they feel like they got, so they don't care about getting other people. And so they turn into monsters themselves. That's crazy. Hey, how you doing, Four Rivers? Oh, I missed you today. Just joining. Yeah, but yes, Mother's Day for all my moderators and fathers. Happy Mother's Day, because some fathers are even in the position of a mother. Maybe the mother is not as good as you as a father. I salute you as well. I'm all over the place right now. My allergies are kind of messed up. I've been trying to take some medicines for it. I'm kind of loopy a little bit. I think be married saved me from having one night stands. Oh, really? You were married? How long were you married for? That's awesome. Oh, man. Yeah, but I'm going to try to work on my voice. I'm going to try to work on my allergies, and hopefully within a week or so. It's just been kind of all over the place for like a week. But just coming in, I thought Rooted in Reality was married when she went to the Gambia. She's not married, I don't think. But she looks like she's looking for a man or wants to get, she's making it known that she's single and she's ready to meet somebody that's worthy. But again, most of these men have the game locked. For you as a woman, you're not going to be able to determine what type of man it is. I mean, we're at a disadvantage because how can you vet a man in Africa? How do you vet a man in Africa? We need to change these holidays to Happy President's Day. Or Parents' Day. You solo now? You were married for 15 years? Wow. That's a long time though, Easy As. That means you have potential to have loyalty. You know, that's my biggest issue with Black American men. They are not loyal. Not all, but too many. They expect loyalty, but they have no ounce of it to be given to a woman. It's weird. You said, thank you, love. Feel better. Sometimes a 1 or 2 day fast on fruits and salads will help clear the sinuses from allergy congestion. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling it in my throat. It's like it's on fire right now. Yeah, it's always something. But I appreciate all of y'all. Like I said, it's been a long time coming with my channel. Finally getting recognized. I know that I'm not somebody that's easy to listen to because I'm evolving with my ideology as I observe, as I see, and as I understand. I like to bring it to the forefront. Sometimes it might be brass and rough around the edges, but I'm not meaning to be rough around the edges. I'm just meaning to be very transparent and honest with what I'm trying to showcase. And I know that a lot of this stuff is very negative. Sometimes I might have to take a day off from time to time or find a way of putting music, implementing more music into the live to help me out, because it is sometimes heavy to absorb these stories over and over and over and over and over again. I've gotten gray hairs now. And, you know, I'm older, so times have changed. But hopefully this channel is seen as an informational channel. I know I'm not entertaining. I'm not trying to be. But I would like to be someone that's like a truth bearer, perceived as such. And shout out to ES of DIY Home and Farm, is it? Let me look her up again. She had made mention that people had gotten her wrong as far as what she was doing. And I apologize if you take me as the person that said something on Alexis Fowler's platform. But we were just curious on what was going on with you. That was all. We were just speculating what could have happened because of the titles in which you had on your platform, which made us wonder, where were you at and were you okay? So I think ES took offense to some people speaking about where she was on a couple of lives back ago. She was a little bit peeved, and she said DIY is making it on that continent. She is one of the few. Yeah. But she had made mention about going out to the wilderness and starting all over again. And what we supposed to believe and hearing something like that? It's not like I jumped to conclusion like she was homeless, but she was out in the wilderness cooking, and she was not talking about the farm. And me and Alexis was just wondering if something was going on with her. So she got upset and kind of like went off a little bit. But I just wanted her to know that if you are listening, you know, it was because of your titles that you had put out that made us wonder if something was going on wrong with you, especially seeing you cooking out in the wilderness and not seeing the farm, not seeing the animals and whatnot. That's what drew this conclusion. Like she had like 9 days ago, she had a show called Starting Over in Africa, but differently this time. And then another one says, we moved to the wilderness and here's how it's going. It's like you're saying all these things out in the wilderness, and then you're confused that some of us are wondering, did you leave the farmhouse because you're not there? Anyways, she got a little bit upset. You said, yes, we're all on a journey. The topic of Black Americans' identity is a challenging and sometimes takes years to unravel. Four Rivers says, yup. She has titles on her videos that are catch bait. Yeah, they are. And I don't know why she got so upset. I mean, maybe other people said other things that I didn't catch. It's possible that she heard another video with someone who was talking hella reckless, but that's not what I was calling myself trying to do. I was just saying I hope that she's okay. And I wish the best for her. Out of everybody that's in Africa, ES is the one that I'm banking on to be successful. And if something was to happen to her, I'm going to be out of character. I hope nothing ever happens because I really have a lot of hope for her. You said, I think Kiki had also speculated about what was going on with ES. Yes, if she puts catch bait titles, people will speculate. It was not stated in a malicious way, I'm sure, by Kiki or myself. And like I said, if you move, I mean, if you're working on another property because you have another set of land and you just want to venture to expand your business, then why not just say that? I'm just on my other land expanding our enterprise, our ventures, or whatever. But yeah, she left room for questioning, and you shouldn't do that. And then get upset. She got upset. I was like, why is she so upset? You said people always talking bad on her. Yeah, I think there's some people that are jealous, especially men, to think that ES has gone to Africa, been there, I don't know how long, 2-3 years, whatever. And she's been more successful than any of the men that go and visit there. She's been embarrassing them, to be honest, how she's been moving. And I think that a lot of men want to see her suffer. They don't want her to be successful because she's not a man. How can she go to Africa and make it look so easy? And they can't. They don't know how to build shit. They don't know how to build a dog house, let alone a farming house or whatever you call it. Yeah. You said those titles are to bring into the viewers. And she does. She gets a lot of viewership. But it's serious business being a woman, a Black woman today in the West. So many options and so many mistakes you can make along the way. A lot of Black American men. And what is my lot? I don't know. My lot of Black American men. You're a lot of Black American men. Black American men, if you guys have more loyalty and if you show leadership as far as, because see, being a leader is more than just saying you are one. You actually have to lead by example. And I think that you guys don't get that part. You guys think by just saying that you're a leader means that makes you the leader, and it doesn't. You have to do the work You have to show integrity. You have to show that you have good intentions and that you're a good person. And most men don't want to show shit. They want to say they are these things without showing them. And then they don't want to exhibit loyalty to women. And then they get upset when women bail out and tap out and say, I don't want to fuck with you. I don't want to be bothered. It's weird. If you guys have any songs that you want to hear, let me hear it now. I think I'm going to play a lot of Black American men that went to Africa jealous of her. Yeah, they are. They are jealous because they could never touch and hold a candle to her. That's why I'm so proud of her. If she only knew how I feel, you know, because it was shocking to see how she was able to quickly rebound and rebuild. Most people would have tapped out and went back to America and never turned back around. So I have a lot of respect for her. Okay, I'm looking for who is ES. ES channel is DI. Let me show you a clip of her while I'm talking about her. I like her a lot. I'm gonna play the recent one. Oh, okay. She took that one off anyways. Did she take that video off? Oh, here it is. She's in Ghana, by the way. She's married to a guy from Ghana. They have built a farmhouse and they have a farm and they have apparently some other land that they're doing something on. But this is ES. She has been in Africa at least 2 to 3 years. And in my opinion, out of every content creator, she is the most successful as far as living the walk, being in Africa, living there, not visiting there, not talking the talk, totally, you know, embracing who she is, and really illustrates the brilliance of what she's able to bring to whatever she does.
Get into it. Hope you're doing well. If you are a friend and a lover of the channel, give this video a like. Also, help me out with the audio. We want to make sure that we're doing good, that you guys can hear me okay. Let me know.
Let me fast forward just a little.
Obnoxious, emotional content, and people see one video and they just run with it. I remember long ago, me and my husband are like, we're kind of like borderline comedians. He's more of a comedian than me. He is absolutely hilarious for no reason. So we have a lot of fun. But I remember when we were in our early days of filming, and we did a video. It was straight comedy, like something about money or you don't have no job or something like that. And I remember some people telling me that some other channels had ran and did some hate content. And I was just like, so they didn't watch it. So it's just funny, you know. It's unfortunate too, because then it kind of shows that people, they hate for no reason at the end of the day. they hate for no reason because I see it like this.
There's some people that definitely do hate for no reason, but I'm not one of them. I'm definitely a fan. I don't normally call myself a fan to too many people, but I would say I'm a fan of hers because I've been watching her for the last little bit over a year now. Not every video, but enough to know that she's been very busy and she's very she's blessed with a lot of different talents. So I like to see what she's building with her husband and how it comes to be something that's absolutely nothing, gravel, dirt, grass, turns into, you know, a building, a farmhouse, animals and all ponds and all that. I mean, it's very intriguing, and it's very relaxing to watch her videos. Since the pandemic, yeah, more so around that time. Is she encouraging Black Americans to repatriate? No, she does not. That's what I like the most about her. She does not try to bait us and say, hey, I'm doing it. Why don't you try? She's just doing her own thing and living her own life. And she's just exhibiting what she does.
None of us should be hating on anyone if we've never met them personally. We shouldn't hate people for no reason, you know. Maybe sit down, have lunch, have tea, talk about it, you know, but humans, they just be doing human work. Look at the ducks. They're saying hi to you. Yeah. Okay, so hello again. I hope you're having a wonderful, auspicious, magnificent Mother's Day, whatever this day means to you, whether it's a basic day, there's a regular or another day. I hear you. Okay, I'm here for you. Enjoy yourself. But we're just here chilling. You see them creeping in, right? That's what they do. They creep in. Let me aim it well. There's the duckies, see? So I got in yesterday, and I came back because it's our farm. That's number one. It was kind of weird because we messages were relayed to us that unfortunately unfriends of the channel did like a reaction video of us, I guess, leaving our farm. But all of us are content creators, and some people are bigger actors than us, but we know this, but many of y'all don't know this. It's really interesting because people take things to heart when they should just be having a good time. Yeah.
So that's ES of DIY House and Farm. Again, I'm glad that you're doing well. I hope all the successes for you moving forward. I wish nothing but goodwill. You said no, DJ D, just telling her story. Did just telling her story. ES is a strong Black American woman. She's determined to make her dreams work there. Best wishes to her. I don't agree with Black Americans going solo in Africa. I wish they could put those same efforts at home. Yes, that would be something to see. Us a rallying cry around us getting motivated to do something here. It's as if we're like walking around like zombies right now for Rivers. It's really hard to convey my true feelings because I'm kind of like numb from a lot of this, because I see nobody is really caring about our conditions here in America and how they're going, how the direction of what we're doing and what's going on against us is happening. And we're just not having no efforts at home at all for Rivers. That's why a lot of these Black American men can't really say too much. Because how can you say we need to do this and that? And y'all, like, whatever. I'm done. She looks classy, not the type to get down dirty with hands in the dirt. But I like that type. When I retire, I'm hoping to do some farming. Yeah, it sounds, man, freeing to do so. And like I said, she's done a good job. Okay, I need you guys to tell me a song or two. Do you guys remember, while you guys think of a song, I'm going to have this play. I told you I was going to give updates to what's going on in Ghana, speaking of Ghana, with the Liberians, who are the refugees that have been stranded. And today is Mother's Day. This is a video they dropped earlier today on Mother's Day, purposely, I believe, trying to get more attention to their plight as far as being outright ignored after the demolition of their refugee camp, which it happened at the end of February. The end of February, and they're still out here in no man's land. And I really, really want us as Americans to understand the plight of refugees, because we don't want to become one. And a lot of people are trying to loosen us up from being Americans, which is going back to our identity and why it's so important for us to claim American and claim, being of this soil here, versus how Pan-Africans and others were trying to make it seem like we're not deserving of calling ourselves Americans, and that if we do so, we're somehow against our ancestors. But our ancestors died for us to be where we are and what we're able to do. Nobody else did but ours. And yet we let other people dictate to us how we're supposed to react or feel. But anyways, I feel sorry for this video right here, because it's reiterating the life of refugees and how you're treated. You're discarded as easily as being taken in. They have been refugees since 1993, I believe, or 94. And just they went in and demolition their spot, and just all these African people, Liberians, are just displaced in Ghana right now. Mother's Day and all. No help a coming.
I'm a refugee woman who came to Ghana since 1993 at the age of 14, 15 on the Tano River ship from Liberia directly to Ghana. And during the war in 1993, 1992, my father was killed, and myself was tortured. I was beaten, I was raped, I got a brain on my foot, and I have to flee for life, and went to the Ekoma base at the Freeport, where I was rescued and brought to Ghana at the age of 14, 15 without parents. And I've been living here for the past 15 years now.
So they said it was founded in 1992. Okay.
It was not built like this. There was only one single tent, few tents that were placed here initially when the Liberian came. But the rest of the building that you see here are put up by the Liberians themselves using their own money and resources, without any help from the United Nations, without any help from the Ghanaian Refugees Board or whatsoever. They use their own resources that friends abroad or other places help them with.
I've been here for the past 12 years. Some have lived here for 17 years. Some have been here for 10 years. And it has come to a point in time in our refugee life that we are tired of this refugee life, and we want the international community, we want everybody somewhere, every agency that is concerned with refugee activity to listen to us, that we are tired of this refugee situation and we want somebody to come to our aid to help us end this refugee life. I don't want to stay in this camp, and so is every woman that you see sitting here don't want to stay in this camp. Because when some of us first came here, we really wish that the UNHCR would have helped us to go to school, help us get some formal education so that we can be able to support ourselves and maybe do some trade and do something. But since our stay around here, many of us have not been fortunate to have had any formal education by the UNHCR. The large number of the refugees have not been empowered. Refugees were limited to this camp. Our children went to school here. Sometimes the funding is not there. With what little we can gather, when you send your child to the school outside there, they charge you foreign fees. You are a refugee. You are supposed to work under the UN Convention. Refugees are not supposed to be held aside from jobs that protect the job market as from like other foreigners. So we were supposed to work, but over the years, we are not being able to work. A large number of refugees are not being able to work.
Like me, I'm a mother of a son.
I bore a son here, and my son is growing up here, and he doesn't know any other life but a refugee life. And he's not even going to a good school. I'm forced to send him to a refugee school because I cannot afford, and I need a better future for him. I want him to acquire a better education that will make him to be a child who will come out well, to be able to take care of himself and serve his nation. But all these things are then limited, and because of that, we are fed up with this life. We want to live for here. We want to go somewhere to work and improve our lives and be able to return home and serve our country.
There are most of us that want to go back to Liberia, but our stop here is that having left Liberia for the many years, how can you return? What do you have? Many of us, our houses were burned. Many of us fled because of rape. Many of us were children when we left. We lost our parents in the war. Some of our parents got missing. We don't even know their whereabouts. Who do you return to?
Again, this is their plight. It is unfortunate that they're being ignored. Ghana is not going to come to the rescue. They don't have the funds to really go back to Liberia. The government is only offering them something stupid like $5 to go back to Liberia. They feel like they should be given more money, of course, to start all over again. So they're like stranded in the middle of Ghana with very little shelter. And it's getting worse and worse and worse. It's unfortunate that this is Mother's Day and this is how they're spending theirs. I couldn't find Atlanta Star for Slow Jam. I found Midnight Star for Slow Jam. And I found Silver's The Will of Love. I'm going to play that first. Thank you all for listening. If you have not yet, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I would greatly appreciate that.
To the gamble I take, the roulette wheel of love.
See, I don't know this song at all. So you shared some that I didn't even know. Thank you for that. Pinky, was it? Let's see, I'm gonna go back up. Okay, Pinky, thank you for that song. Four Rivers says definitely cheaper to build there, but some don't look into finding out the cost of land in the United States. It would sometimes be cheaper and more sustainable. Oh, okay. And does the Liberian government know about them being in Ghana? Why don't the American panties let's see. Step up? They're not going to step up. They don't never step up. They only know how to step and talk shit against us. It's a game of the will of who we want to be. That is the agenda and propaganda against us. They don't care about what's happening to Africans. They don't care about them being refugees, stranded. Have you heard anyone talk about this besides me? I mean, it's a crisis, actually. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it to have all those people displaced like that, ain't nobody said a word. Who is this international community she's making demands on? She more or less is crying out for the UN or anyone that will listen at this point. She's like wanting anyone that will get involved to get involved. You said, I think the Liberian government is refusing them to come back there. It was said that Ghana was warning them that they have to leave, but many didn't. So I guess they felt if they gave them a warning years ago and they didn't heed those warnings, oh well. How did they get there? Go home the same way. The begging is getting on my nerves. They got there because there was some type of war. In fact, I think there was a little bit more that I could have played on that video before I go on to the other song. But let me keep reading. I don't remember Silvers, though. I don't remember that group at all. Yeah, refusing re-entry, so much for the spirit of Pan-Africanism. Pan-Africanism does not exist. It's a lie. It's just a theory. It is an assumption. It is a lie. It's not the truth. That's why it's not being practiced. It's only being practiced on us to try to whip us into the mindset that they think that we're supposed to be under the spell of. And it's not working. It's not working out. You said the Midnight Star. Oh, my phone keeps on tripping. You said Ghana has a history of kicking refugees out of their country. It's crazy that Americans would repeat there. You know what? I'm just saying it's a matter of the right conditions, the right monies that people have invested in this type of environment, such as Ghana. There's a lot of people, in my opinion, is going to get let the fuck down, and they're going to lose a lot of money, and a lot of those people are going to end up homeless. And it's going to be a really sad thing to see potentially us ending up with a sign talking about we refugeed in Ghana. I really would dread witnessing anything of that sort. I hope to goodness that we would never allow ourselves to go there, but there's no guarantees in Ghana. That's why I don't understand why there's so much faith going towards Ghana when you're not getting no guarantee. It doesn't make no sense. How the hell is Africa the future or the last frontier when these type of situations are manifesting on the daily? Like I said, it's them pretending and fantasizing of this uplifted Africa when you see the people that are Africans are not inspired to really be there. It is, I don't know. A lot of people just be talking shit is what they be doing. Liberia was refusing their entry so much. Okay, I read that. Good song. No, my pops didn't like boys with long hair. That's why I rebelled and grew locks. What, your hair? You got locks now? Okay, so now I'm gonna play this song. Play Another Slow Jam. I remember that song. In fact, I played that on one of my videos not that long ago. But I miss this type of music nonetheless. It was Midnight Star. And it was the hit back in the day.
I was all alone. I was feeling rather low. I needed someone to lift my spirits up. So I dropped in on a date just to take a glance. And then the sweet loving thing was, she was more than enough. Asked her for a hand, said, would you like to dance? So pleased that I had asked, she quickly took my hand, and we danced and fell in love on the slow dance. Yeah. Play another slow jam, this time make it sweet. A slow jam for my baby and for me. Ooh, play another slow jam, this time make it sweet. Play a slow jam, yeah. Seems what you say is true. I feel the same way too. See, I waited all night long just to dance with you. And when you touched my hand, I knew you were the man to turn my world around and make my dreams come true. The magic in your eyes made me realize that everything I feel has got to be real. And we danced and fell in love on the slow jam. This time make it sweet. Play on the slow jam.
I want to play the rest of this video before I go back to the other music and also the chat room so that you guys can hear. I think that they were trying to say something else at the end of the Liberian refugee video. They said they were being offered $5 to start a new life in Liberia. Literally, the UNHCR offers the refugees an amount of $5 to start a new life in Liberia. Unfucking real.
They are giving Liberians $5 to return home with, which is grossly inadequate, and it cannot even suffice for 1 day's food. These are the issues.
Then we come to our repatriation. There are people here who want to be repatriated back to Liberia, but you cannot go back home empty-handed. The first package that was given to Liberian refugees returning home is just too small, and they cannot keep somebody who has left their home for the past 17, 10, even 5 years. Because when you leave from your country due to war, whatever you left there has been looted. You are going back to emptiness. You need something to go back home with to start your life. And that's why in our document we wrote, around the world, we say refugees returning to Liberia should be given a package of $1,000 to be able to go back and start a life, because they will need land, they will need shelter for their children to live in, they will need education for their children, they need something to start with.
So they're asking for $1,000, and look at all of them lined up, y'all. Look at this. That's what they're going through on Mother's Day. That's the video that they dropped just today, 5 hours ago. Man, it's crazy. You said Ghana will have us Americans doing the same shit, holding signs, pleading for a ticket back to America. Yeah, that's exactly what they're going to do. Look at those afros. Yeah, that was cool. Big afros. You said the Silvers were an awesome group. They were going neck and neck with the Jacksons. One of the Silvers felt that they were purposely pushed to the back for the Jacksons to come up. Is that right? Rivers says. The Silvers came out before our time when they were kids. The oldest, Leon Silvers, in the 70s. I had a neighbor years ago. She was his ex-wife and a singer with the group Dynasty. Looking at a photo of those artists, I don't see any resemblance to continental Africans beside melanation, Easy X says. Yeah, I don't see it either. We're mixed up. It's just a done deal. It's a done deal. A few days ago, I was on YouTube, watched a lot of videos about the family, unsung about them. Their mom was singing with them. It was sad things that happened to them. Most of our artists, there was actually a video I caught of, what is their name? Drifting on a Memory. Remember that song? Drifting on a Memory. Ain't no place I'd rather. That group, the lead singer is supposedly homeless. There's so many cases of so-called singers, actors, performers, something. They're all coming up homeless or destitute or bankrupt or something. It keeps going and going and going. I've seen so many stories Can I request? Yeah, you can request one more. Thank you. Anyone else wants to request one more? That would be great. You said a few days ago I was on. Okay, I read that. Every continent has their own group of blacks. That's what I believe. I do believe that more of us was home here in America than came from Africa. That's what my heart tells me. Are you talking about DeBarge? I remember when DeBarge was the group, man. That used to be one of my favorite groups. And where is the money coming from? Yeah, I don't know. Yes, it's also said about the Silvers, their parents started from singing young. I don't know why the mother and father split up. It probably went south since. Yes, I'm sure that those Liberians need more than $5 to go back there. They said they don't want to go empty-handed. But now that they're homeless in Ghana, they should go back to Liberia. They don't want to go empty-handed. That's going to be, you've been missing for 34 years and you just come back after 34 years of being gone empty-handed. They don't want to do that. But don't look like they have much choice. Gee, how are they going to fly? How are they going to get to Liberia? Is it a free plane ticket? This Happy Feeling by GQ. Okay, I'm going to look it up. That's the Isley Brothers, the song you were singing. Yeah, the lead singer, the guy with the bushy eyebrows. I seen a video where they said that he was homeless or something like that. I don't want to be a freak. Dynasty? I don't want to be a freak. Let me look that up. Yeah, he should. I caught like a video that was talking about it, but I didn't save it. I hope I see it again. I'm going to play it one of those times. But many of our celebrities are not doing so well. And I don't know. It just looked like we're taking a deliberate hits all over the place. It just seems a little planned. So it's called Destiny. I don't want to be a freak. I don't want to be a freak. You're making me think of that one song by Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us. Have y'all seen that video? Not Like Us, that song. I actually listened to it a few times and now I get it. But when I first heard it, I was annoyed. I'm going to look for that video of him in the small hats making all the money. What's Nas? That can't be the Isley Brothers. I got to find that. Yeah, have you heard that song? Yeah, that song was ugly. That song was doing it. This is Dynasty, and then I'll find the other song right after this one because this is kind of a long song. But I got to find GQ. I'm going to look it up right now.
Emotions just run free. The sounds inside me. The pop of the bass starts from the bottom of my heart. Keep drums loud and clear, and rhythms in my ear. Just the music, love affair. Slide your fingers down the street, I'll mix you to my beat. Just the music, love affair. I will be free, but I can't help myself. I wanna be free, but I can't help myself. I wanna be free, but I can't help myself. I wanna be free, but I can't help myself. I don't wanna be free, but I can't help myself. I don't wanna be free, but I can't help myself. I don't wanna be free, but I can't help myself. I don't wanna be free, but I can't help myself. Freaky, it's alright. Freaky, it's alright. Freaky, it's alright. Freaky, it's just a love help myself.
That song was everlasting. Oh my God. Easy X, if you haven't heard that song by Kendrick Lamar, I'm going to play it right now and get your response to kind of catch us up to today. You said, I remember this song. I think it was Comic Relief, Music Love Affair, they said, but I think they were pushing sexuality. Yeah. X, I don't know lyrics. I think it's about dancing. Pinky, are you sure it's the meaning of the song? I read lyrics there are whack. I'm going to play it right now. But he does say this thing about being a freak in the you'll hear is the best part of the song. Actually, I'm gonna stop it from every now and again to break it up so I won't get copyright strike. But I want you guys to hear this by Kendrick Lamar.
I see dead people. Hey, mustard on the beat, ho, depot, beat rap, nigga, he a free throw, man down, call like Ember Lambs, tell him bleed, bro, nail a nigga to the cross, he walk around like Tito. What's up with these jabroni ass niggas trying to see Compton? The industry can hate me, fuck them all and they mama. How many options really got? I mean, it's too many options. I'm finna pass on this body, I'm John Stockton. Beat your ass and hide the Bible if God watching. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas.
So this is the song that he is. Yeah, I'm gonna play it right now. I'm breaking it up. I hope you guys can hear it real well.
Certified boogeyman, I'm the one that up to school with him. Walking down whole time, I know he got some hoe in him. Pull on him, extort shit, bully the flow on him. Say Drake, I hear you like I'm young. You better not ever go to cell block 1. To any bitch that talk to him and they in love, just make sure you hide your little sister from him. They tell me Chubb's the only one that get your hand-me-downs. And party at the party playing with his nose now. And Baka got a weird case, why is he around? Certified lover boy, certified pedophiles. Pop, pop.
So he called him a pedophile, certified pedophile. And he has not answered back, Drake. I don't think he can respond back to the song, though, to be honest.
Pop, 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 that fuck him up. Pop, 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 pop. I'ma do my stuff. Why you trolling like a bitch? Ain't you tired? Trying to strike a chord, and it's probably A minor. They not like us. 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 You think that they gon' let you disrespect Pop, nigga? I think that Oakland show gon' be your last stop, nigga. They cold foul. I don't know why you still pretending. What is the owl? Bird niggas and bird bitches. Go. The audience not dumb. Shape the stories how you want. Hatred, they're not slow. Rabbit hole is still deep. I can go further, I promise. Ain't that something? P-Rest, that's for bitching. You Malibu most wanted. Ain't no love for you, Paul boy. Fish Gatorade or something. Since 2009, I had this bitch jumping. You niggas will get a wedgie. Be flipped over your boxes. Or over your foe. The other vaginal option. Pussy. Nigga better straighten they posture. Got famous all the big content. Might write this.
You're definitely gonna have to watch this a few times or hear it a few times, Easy X, to get what his meanings are behind Dragon Drake. But he's alluding that he's a pedophile. He's alluding that's his house right there. Apparently that is his house. And as you can see, those are supposed to have been like pedophile types that are in his house. And he's dragging them. But you said I didn't hear the whole song. This is a mess. It is. But it's the culture. And, you know, he called out Drake in a very good way. You guys going to hear in a minute.
Gotcha. Tell the pop star quit hiding. Fuck a caption, won't action. No accident. I'm hands on. He fuck around, get polished. Fucked on Wayne Girl while he was in jail. That's conniving. Then get his face tatted like a bitch apologizing. I'm glad D-Rose came home. Y'all didn't deserve him either. From Alondra down to Central. Nigga better not speak on Serena. And your homeboy needs subpoena. That predator moving flocks. That name gotta be registered and placed on neighborhood watch. I lean on you niggas like another line of walk. Yeah, it's all eyes on me and I'ma send it up the pot. Ay, put the roll label on me. I'ma get them dropped. Ay, sweet chin music and I won't pass the ox. Ay, how many stocks do I really have in stock? Ay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 5. Ay, devil is a lie. Here's 69 God. Ay, freaky ass niggas need to stay their ass inside. Ay, roll their ass up like a fresh pack of Zod. Ay, city is back up. It's a must. We outside. Ay.
It's a must. We outside. He flipped it and did a clubhouse banger.
They not like us. 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 Once upon a time, all of us was in chains. Homie still double down, calling us some slaves. Atlanta was the mecca, building railroads and trains. Bear with me for a second, let me put y'all on game. The settlers was using town folk to make them richer. Fast forward 2024, you got the same agenda. You run to Atlanta when you need a check balance. Let me break it down for you, this the real nigga challenge. You got future when you didn't see the club. What, little baby, help you get your lingo up. What, 21, get your first street cred. Thug make you feel like you a slime in your head. What, Quavo said you could be from Northside. What, 2 Chainz say you good, but he lied. You run to Atlanta when you need a few dollars. No, you're not a colleague, you a fucking colonizer. The family matter and the truth for the matter. He was God's plan to show y'all the liar. He a fan, he a fan, he a fan. He a fan, he a fan, he a freaky ass nigga, he a 69 God. Freaky ass nigga, he a 69 God. Hey, 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 run for your life. Hey, 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 run for your life. Freaky ass nigga, he a 69 God. Freaky ass nigga, he a 69 God. Hey, 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 run for your life. Hey, 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 run for your life. Say OV ho, OV ho. Say OV ho, OV ho. Then step this way, step that way. Then step this way, step that way. Are you my friend? Are we locked in? Then step this way, step that way. Then step this way, step that way.
Did y'all like it? Did y'all like? I mean, you have to like. It took 3 or 4 times of me listening to it for me to appreciate it. And he does rap kind of fast, but he was saying and breaking down Drake for not being authentic, biting off of other people's style, being helped out by other, people's credibility, and capitalizing off of it like a colonizer. And they called him a pedophile. I don't know if the accusations are correct or not, but it looks bad. And Drake's response is, telling that he's been shook. He's been shook. This may go to the streets, you guys think? The music played in between his rapping sounds like an old Indian beats. I read the lyrics, but the words all over the place. Guess that's why I'm not a rapper. Poetry is like that, Easy X says. Yeah, I might get somebody deleted. But he had a lot of wind to do that rhyme. Like, I could not believe he was able to hold his breath as long as he did. He said, how does it relate to ADOS FBA? Because he's saying they not like us. They not like us is the title of the song. So when you think about us designating ourselves as being our own and not including everybody as us, they not like us. That's why they're saying that this song is related to ADOS or FBA. It sounds like a diss rap. It definitely is that. Oh, you think Prince copied Edmund Silver's His Dancing was no original? Oh, okay. See, I didn't know that Silver's guy like that. You guys are playing some old stuff like that disco track. That had me rattled. I had to take a break from that. That was a long ass song. That song was like 7 minutes long. I was like, oh my God. It was like never ending. So I'm going to play one of my songs by GQ, and then I'm going to play your song that you requested, and then I'm going to close out. I appreciate everybody for being here. If you have not yet, please like and share the video. Please subscribe to my channel. I would greatly appreciate it. This is GQ. Don't Stop This Feeling. And then after that, I'm going to play another song by GQ. I forgot the name of it, but it's something similar to the title.
Lost in a daydream, trying to find all the things going through my mind, like the things I'm hoping to find. You talk to me and then you smile, lasting longer than just a while, and you've got me feeling just right. Stop this feeling of love. Just keep it coming. Know that the spirit of love. Stop this feeling of love. Yours is the spirit. Yours is the spirit of love. You are so mellow and on time. Just the way that you stay on my mind. By the way you're one of a kind. There's got to be another time when your lips can get close to mine. Can't be keeping this feeling inside. Don't stop this feeling of love. Just keep it coming. Yours is the spirit of love. Stop this feeling of love. Yours is the spirit. Yours is the spirit of Stop this feeling of love. Just keep it coming. Yours is the spirit of love. Stop this feeling of love. Yours is the spirit. Yours is the spirit of love. Don't stop this feeling of love. Just keep it that soothed my soul. I needed that. You said, Four Rivers said, yes, this probably is referring to the new ones not being FBA. There is a difference. And the music reminded me of old Indian beats played when they were going to fight outsiders. I don't know what Indian beats sound like. Going to look online. Me too. I'm kind of curious of what Indian beats sound like. You said something. Oh, GQ, Ballanlands. Is that a group? I haven't heard of them before. Nothing like them. I was so in love once with a girl played GQ
for her all the time, puppy love. Hey, those are magical moments. Don't ever feel embarrassed about revealing the true you. You know what I'm saying? So many people can't do that. And music is reminds us of where we were, what we were doing, how we were looking, what we were living at, and who we were associated with, and who we were dating, and all these things reminds us of our history. So it brings to life. It brings life to you. You know what I mean? Memories. It brings that kind of thing back. Thank goodness. You said Love GQ Disco Nights was my favorite. Okay, I'm about to play another song that somebody requested. The old cowboy and Indian movies that Beat would play when the Indians were riding horses to attack. Yeah, he's a sensitive guy. See, I could see why you were married. 15 years is nothing to, that's not something to just scoff off. That's kind of cool to be married for 15 years. Some people can't even be in a relationship that long. Dating is like hard to do. Now, the last song I'm gonna play is also GQ. It had a similar title. This song is 1979. You guys be in some old disco. You guys must be my age or older. Most of y'all. Okay, I lied. I have one more song to play. I have this song that popped up, and I think I remember this song, but it's been so long I haven't heard it. So it's Atlanta Star, because you had at first thought of Atlanta Star Easy X instead of Midnight Star. So I was looking up Atlanta Star, and this song came out. Let's see if you remember this song.
It's a fragile situation. It could fall apart at any time. And none would be the wiser. Set you
Seems that we stopped talking, like we're afraid to disagree. Oh. And after all we've been through, can we still be that night? Hey, your heart is beating. Why can't you tell me so? If my heart wasn't in it, I don't know how long to go. If your heart isn't in it, why keep me hanging on? Just tell me if I'll be gone from your life. Treat me like a stranger, as if I was there. Oh, babe, I waited for a miracle to make you show that you care. Hey,
Your heart is living. Why can't you tell me so? If my heart wasn't in it, I would go long ago. If your heart isn't in it, why keep me hanging on? Just tell me if I'll be gone from your life.
You said while we're one more. Atlanta Star, what's the name of the song? Are you asking for another song by Atlanta Star? I don't know what you mean. While we're one more, Atlanta Star, my sugar. What's that mean, Pinky? Thank y'all all for coming through. I hope to be back tomorrow. Hopefully get my voice back a little bit better. I'm assuming you just meant the song I just played. My Sugar is a song. It is. Are you asking to hear that? Let me see. Do I remember that song? My Sugar. My memory is so bad now. Let me see. Make sure it's not copywritten. From the album. We've been loving on some Atlanta Star today. Atlanta Star and GQ. Or is it QG? Whatever. That group. You just heard it a few weeks ago?
I see your face when I sleep at night. I dream about you in broad daylight. You're on my mind, constantly. Ooh, I'm still reaching out for you so tenderly. There could never be any more precious moments to cherish in my life, baby. And then we sing our dreams will kiss, and the fantasy of love's sweet magic came alive. My sugar, my baby, ooh, sweet baby, you know I love you so I can't let go. My sugar, sugar, baby. Just wanna hold you till the end of time. Girl, you left the fire burning in my heart. Ooh, I'm love like butter, even though we're apart. The secret's over when you caught my eye. Ooh, you're absolutely stunning, yes, so super kind. Ooh, what a chance I really get to this desire, just taking full control. Oh, baby, I can be. I'm so much in love. And all I do is feel what you do. Baby, oh, my sugar.